What is up, YouTube and Twitch? Southern Comic Geek coming to you here with an unboxing video of Message. It's huge. It's absolutely huge size, and we do appreciate anybody that is watching this live, or if you watch it on the rewind. You've made the conscious decision if you smashed that like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell notification so that this video and others like it that drop ever so randomly, you knew about it. And while people are perhaps coming on board, I do appreciate that. Go ahead and give a shout out to the YouTube channel members. Thank you for those of you who have chosen to join the channel and support the channel that way, as well as the Patreon members. So appreciate you guys. Also, GoCollect.com for all of your questions regarding your collections and interesting articles for free. Get even more in-depth analysis with a paid-for membership. That's right. And we've got Jiho up in the house. What is going on, Jiho? As a matter of fact, yours is one of the boxes that I'm going to be unboxing today. Jiho, while I'm thinking about it, are you going to be down for Selling Saturday? Let me know in the chat. So we've got a bunch of boxes here. Did want to shout out my shirt, which I forgot to shout out on a few videos back, and that is the TMNT shirt that I picked up at the GameStop on sale, but forgot to shout it out in the video that I was showing everything else I got in there, and I purposely changed my shirt for it, but whatever. While we're doing that, let's do this. Okay. All right, so Jiho. I wonder if Jiho included any salsa packs with it. So hopefully he didn't, because there's no telling what the postal service did to it, and it probably would smash like all over my books, and then I'd be like, Jiho, dude, what were you thinking, man? It'd be funny if it didn't smash, but if it smashed, then it'd be cool. So what do you do, Jiho? What do? You can't please people. All right, so Jiho was selling on this channel for the Saturday Morning Cartoon Crew last week. And what is up, Gorilla Todd? Yours is one of the boxes that I'm going to be unboxing as well. So let's see. I'll try to freeze dry some in and out next time. Yeah. So Jiho was selling on this channel last Saturday. And we will be selling this Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time. So be sure to hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything. And so Jiho threw a little Valiant Love up there, and had to take a bite. Knew I had to throw some Valiant in here somewhere, right? Matter of fact, I think that's what I got from Gorilla Todd was some Valiant Love as well. In this box. He's working on another box right now, so that's the way it goes. You know, you get to holding books or letting a seller hold a book, and you finally say, all right, let me go ahead and clear that out, get that in. And then lo and behold, what happens? You start buying more stuff. That's a good way to just start buying more stuff. Yeah. So Jiho threw a little extra something up in here. So appreciate that, Jiho. Dang, Jiho. Dang, dude. You didn't have to do that. Appreciate it. So we got Cable #1. Little shiny foil goodness. Art the Bear that did this. I was watching one of his streams earlier. He's got his own YouTube channel. We've got somebody from Twitch. I hadn't seen you before, but I appreciate you for showing up and hanging out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel over there and see even more content like this by subscribing to the YouTube channel. So got a little Bloodshot #0, a little Joe Quesada goodness right here. This is a wraparound cover, and a little chromium goodness there. Then we got Eternal Warrior #4, really dope looking cover, and it's also the first appearance of Bloodshot. Then we got this right here because Jiho said, "Hey, I got another one. You want to buy this one for a few bucks more?" And I jumped on that one as well. And that one was that book was really spiking up there for a bit with the Bloodshot movie, which it was lackluster, wrong timing, certainly for sure. But it spiked up there for a little bit, and there you go. Okay. Oh, okay. These are the ones I bought from you, Jiho. And you know what the bad thing about it is, Jiho? I have these, and I didn't even know the back looked like this. So these are the Mike Mayhew virgin variants of Bloodshot number 10. This is the introduction to that female that was in the Bloodshot movie. She was previously not part of the continuity, so to speak. She actually, usually the comics predate any kind of movie cinematic stuff. Then we got Stanables. What's up, Stanables? Hello, friends. So usually they predate them, but in this case, the cinematic predated this. So, and what threw me off was these clear backing boards. So this is pretty dope, Jiho. These clear backing boards with this, and of course, it's got the certificate of authenticity, number 249 of 300, sealed with a sticker. Did you get this from Exchange? Oh, okay. So that's why mine was different. See, I ordered mine directly from Mike Mayhew's website. This came from Exchange Collectibles. Okay, nice. And then this one is 249 of that 300. And as you can see, the different backgrounds. Look on the backgrounds back here. And of course, this is a scene from the book because I read my books. So pretty dope, pretty dope. I was sorting through all my Bloodshot stuff the other day, trying to make room as I was filing Valiant stuff and having to move stuff around in my boxes. Hey, thank you, Jiho. All right, so we got Gorilla Tide up in the house, so we'll go ahead and open up his package as well. Shiny, yo, what's up, Shiny? How are you doing? So Jiho, you didn't answer me. You plan on being there Saturday or no? Because I had some people wait until the last minute to confirm, so I need to go ahead and send out the invites and make up the little thumbnail and put a little logo on there for you if you're going to be there. Okay. Oh yeah, definitely. I was an Eternal Warrior fan. If you go back to the Eternal Warrior from back in the VH1, as they call it, and that's not the TV channel. VH1's Valiant Heroes #1. If you go back to the VH1 days with Valiant or Eternal Warrior, I'll get out in a minute. It's more like the Highlander show, TV show from back in the day, meaning that it would start out like in the old times, and then it would bring it forward to the new times, and they were somehow connected. And I really liked that because I was a fan of that back in the day as well. Archer and Armstrong was the slapstick comedy. And usually, so when the VH1 went away, of course, Acclaim came along, and then they went into exile forever, and that's a whole long story behind that. But when they brought the Valiant Rebirth back and essentially had to hit the reset button for a number of reasons, they kind of retconned some stuff. But normally when people retcon stuff, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But I can't think of anything that they retconned that I didn't like what they did with it. They retconned several things with like Bloodshot's backstory. The Archer and Armstrong, they kind of tweaked a little bit too, and I really like the way they did that as well. Yeah, you know he did. Not the same guy, but yeah, you know. And so these are the stuff that I picked up from Gorilla Tide. This is Bloodshot #1. This is from the current run. Tim Seeley is doing the writing on this. Tim Seeley, who writes Money Shot, I think he did, was it the New 52 or the Rebirth version of Nightwing? He is also an artist. I don't know if many people knew that, but he is also an artist. He did my old avatar that I used to use. It's a sketch cover where the face is half Bloodshot, half Rye. And there you go. So this is a variant cover for LA Comic Con. And then this is normally I'm not a big fan of getting both at the same time, but Todd threw both of these up and on the cheap. And so I just, normally I shouldn't be saying this because there's some sellers on this channel right now, right? Normally if somebody throws up a Valiant of any decent, in other words, when I say decent, like the chromiums or the number ones or variant covers like that, they throw them up. Normally I'm going to buy them just because you just don't see that much of it on the YouTube channel. And rightfully so, right? Because I mean, we're as sellers putting stuff out there that people will buy. And if people aren't going to buy Valiant, then it's just like DC. A lot of times there's not a market for DC outside of Batman. And even Batman's a throw up, toss up sometimes. You just don't know it. You have to gauge the mood of the audience, who all's in the chat. We've got Big Dave Loves Comics. Well, good afternoon or good morning, good evening, wherever you're at, Big Dave. We've got Cardboard Crazies. Hey, man, you never hit me up on that EGS cost, what we needed to square up on that. He just recently done a sketch cover for me. If you're not familiar with him, check out his link his channel. I think he just crossed over 400. And he actually on a Saturday sketched out my Beta Ray Bill cover. So pretty dope. And check him out if you're interested. I know he does commissions. We got Bubs Comics up in the house. And of course, Bubs always got to throw a little curveball there, a little curveball. Yeah, I'm in no rush for it. I just don't like owing people money, right? And so I didn't know if you had gotten it off to EGS or if you were waiting on something on my end. Hey, what's going on? Fitz and McLean, the Comic Machine. What is up? Man. This man right here, he just celebrated crossing over 400, the road to 500. So congratulations to him as well. Yeah, right. Cowtown. Are you planning to go to that con called Cowtown in July, at the end of July? I'm planning on going to it. Miko Sion's going to be there. And they just announced that John Jang is going to be there. So I got some SIGs lined up. Going back to the Valiant, I've got a metal brushed Ninjak #1 that I'm going to get signed by him. Hunter's Issues. What is going on, Hunter's Issues? How are you? I think I saw you selling on was it Todd's channel the other night? Yeah. Then we got Hoodat up in the house. What's up, Hoodat? Hey, what do you think about the Saints with what they're doing at the quarterback position? Of course, you got to do something. Breeze is gone, but it's like just felt like they could do better. But all right, so I don't know who this is. Sometimes we put our, kind of like Spider-Man says, oh, we're using made-up names? Well, I'm Spider-Man then. So a lot of times I'm not familiar with people's real names, just their made-up names, and I don't recognize the boxes when they come in. So it's a thinner box. Officially CBCS. So I've been having some issues with CBCS. As I've said before, CGC they have their downsides, but they have their upsides when compared to CBCS. Time will tell if one overtakes the other, but I've had a package at CBCS since February, which based on their timelines, I'm almost within that timeline. But when I went to the Huntsville Comic Expo in April, the CBCS, not a third party person, the CBS representative that works for CBCS, called the home office for me, which I appreciated, and found out that my books were going to grading. A few days later, or probably the first part of the next week, they ended up in grading. Okay, great. So then they're given a number from customer service because they don't have stateside customer service. So that's a downside for me. And because speaking English and understanding English are two different things. And so nobody would return my call when they give me a number. Oh, okay. I know who this is. Nobody would return my call. So finally, I emailed my emails to customer service, and the guy who never been returning my phone calls quickly answers my email. And so there you go. Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard for them. It just really, and a lot of teams do it. Not a lot of teams are able to do what the 49ers did, going from Joe Montana to Steve Young, right? Or go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. That's just not typical. Too many big egos in the room. Look what happened with the Patriots and Tom Brady. He didn't want what's his name, so they got rid of him. It is what it is. So this is from Doc Cop Comics, a frequent guy in the chats of various auctions, and he was selling. Don't know if he was selling on Meta's channel or if he was selling on Poser's channel. I don't remember whose channel he was selling on. And regardless, I saw him throw up this Buy It Now, a book I've been looking for. So for characters rather that I like, but I don't collect like runs of. So, I mean, of course, if you get the runs, that's a bad thing. Depends on what kind of runs you get. But if you're collecting the runs, you're pretty much going to get their first 3 appearances. So, like with Moon Knight, I don't collect like all of the Moon Knight, but I do have the first 3 appearances as found in Werewolf by Nights. Same thing with Tomb of Dracula. So I've got the first Blade. I wanted to get the first 3 appearances of Blade. All of them are found in Tomb of Dracula. So got the first appearance, been looking for the second and third, just couldn't find a decent copy at a decent price. So he threw this one up. So this is number 12, which is the second appearance. So because I think there's an Origin of Dracula in the third appearance, I think that that's why that book goes for a little more than this one does. You would think that the third appearance would be less. But yeah, so this is Hear Me, Quincy. If you wish to see your daughter alive again, then follow me to the house that screams. And so this looks like a little date stamp or date mark right up here, but pretty nice. Not very ticked up there. What's going on, Nosh? How are you doing? Yeah. And everybody loves a comeback story with Brees, besides him just seem to be a nice guy. Everybody loves a comeback story. And so when the Chargers, basically let him go because, hey, he's tore his shoulder up. He's not going to be anything. He's short for a quarterback. And then, now, especially playing as long as he has, I mean, Brees is, I think, a year younger than me. And he's still out there hustling like he did. People like that kind of story, especially when he finally takes the Saints to the Super Bowl for the first time. So, second and third appearances, Bruce is kind of scarce and kind of hard to find at a decent price. Oh, well, yeah, nobody's going to get a 10 like Vincent McLean, the comic machine, who has the inside track, if you know what I'm saying, with his first appearance of Blade bound in Doom of Dracula 10. Now, fortunately for me, most of these big keys I picked up last year or year before last, so before all this craziness went down with comic value prices, and I bought it raw. And I was disappointed on the grade that came back. CGC kind of hit me pretty hard for that tear in that cover. But regardless, I mean, I didn't lose money, but I didn't get as much as what I would have liked. But mine is nowhere near what Vincent McLean, the Comic Machines is. Hey, what is going on? How are you? How are things down in Florida? Huh? Florida today? Um, doing all right, hopefully. I was showing off, as a matter of fact, I was showing off your Darth Vader piece that you did that I purchased from you on my May the 4th Be With You stream, and was shouting you out on that. Don't know if you saw that. But yeah, so the second appearance of Blade. So now for the third appearance, one day maybe. Remy Q Studios, what's going on? Mr. Chainsaw, Mr. Set his wife on fire to get out of watching people make fun of oh man. And then it was funny because then she comes on and is like, hey, I'm ticked, I'm ticked. And I thought it was legit. I'm like, man, I gotta check this out. A little troll in paradise, you know what I'm saying? And so next thing you know, she's like, I diss on him all the time. I wanted to be in on the action. Picked up some awesome books out today. Sweet. Did you say that you were planning on going to Cowtown or no? So I do have, we got some more folks up in the chat, so we will pause this unboxing for a special bulletin. If you were not aware, I am giving away this book right here for the month of May. You might be, dude, you've lost your mind, in which case you're probably correct. The second thought that may have came to you is, how do I get in on that action? Well, I'm glad you thought that and or asked. And that is, be a member to the channel. If you're a member to the channel, you're automatically entered to win 5 different times. So you got 5 chances to win just being a member of the channel. For every $1 super chat that you do in the month of May, whether it's on a show like this here or one of my auctions, whatever, every $1 super chat is going to get you an additional, or if super chats are all you do, then you can get in on it that way as well. And this is a 9-4 CBCS Newsy of the first cover appearance of Gambit / first appearance, whatever. So just finished your other video from your weekly pickups. Oh, nice. Yeah, so it gets kind of confusing because I pre-record videos and I'm like a week out. So I've already got like next week already videoed, and then occasionally I'll do stuff like this in the middle of videos that I've done dropped. It's funny because I used to use videos like this and say, hey, okay, like a mystery box unboxing. I go, okay, well, I'll probably sell that one. And people would contact me and say, well, you said you were going to sell that. What would you sell it for? Unfortunately, now a lot of times I've done sold it by the time they actually see that video, but it's just what it is. No, I did not. You saw me bidding on that then. Yeah, I thought about it, but it just got so pricey. And let me tell you what I ended up doing today. Spoiler alert. So Remy Q Studios, $3 super chat. Appreciate you, Remy Q Studios. Here we go. Reverse Make It Rain. Appreciate you, Remy, for making it rain my way. There you go, sir. Thank you. And of course, Remy also gets 3 more chances in that giveaway, which he's already got several. 5 for being a member by itself, and he's already done some super chats. The good thing about YouTube, the Creator Studio side of it, they keep up with all the super chats, so you can set the date on it. Makes it a lot easier. Yeah, it was almost a 500, and I bowed out. So I found one today for a deal on Instagram, but it was a deal because it was a PGX slab. And PGX has such this, I mean, I could sell it raw for what I bought it on PGX slab for. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to crack that booger open and see if it needs pressing or whatever. And then I'm going to submit it to CBCS, and I'm going to resell it. But yeah, I mean, because the one I was looking for last night, for those of you who don't know, Matt Marlin, who sells M&M comic sales on Instagram all the time, he had like a 3.5 up, and it went for like $470. So yeah, it was crazy. Had no idea Cowtown Comic Con, but it's right up the road from me. Might be interested. I know me and wifey are really wanting to go to Dallas Fan Expo. I know Houdat is going to Dallas Fan Expo. I just hadn't seen people that, and it's a date thing. I got to look at the calendar the closer we get to that to see if I'm going to be able to do that. I'll just overlook the fact Remy Q ignored I was here. Yeah. Okay, just don't answer me then. Fine. All right. So this come in my wife's name, which means that this is probably an eBay purchase. Well, probably that means it is an eBay purchase. So I've had a. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, if my schedule works out, I'd be down to be up in Dallas. That's not a big deal, and because I don't have to have a creator, a bunch of signatures is what I mean, to say, hey, I'll go. Yeah, which is your birthday too. Oh, sweet. So let me see right here. Okay. That's what this is. So I've had an eBay account since 2001. I mean, back then you had to mail money orders in to pay people. And so a couple of years ago, I sold some stuff on my eBay account because I had more feedback, so on and so forth. This person knew this hot toy for the Christmas season. They bought a bunch of them at Walmart's, wanted me to sell them for them, which I did, and I made a little money on the side from it. eBay charged all the little fees. Everybody left positive feedback. Well, eBay come back and said they wanted receipts for all that stuff. I said, I don't have all that. I mean, months after it, for one, and then two, and then tell them that I was selling for somebody else. Well, they suspended my selling privileges for that account. And no matter how many times I said, this is ridiculous, let me talk to some, didn't matter. So I just said, fine, whatever, I won't worry about selling. So when I got back into selling comics or getting comics and selling comics, I opened up a separate account under my wife's name, which is listed as Southern Comic Geek on eBay. And so things come in my wife's name, I know where it's coming from. Awkward. This is the Oblivion Song Advanced Edition. Oblivion Song, if you are not on the bandwagon, of course, you can get it digitally or via a trade, which is how I started with Oblivion Song, and I went back and picked it up. But so I've been picking up all the variants of #1. There's that many. I mean, you would think variants, you think Marvel Comics Presents 1000 or something with a billion of them, or Eternals 1, something crazy, or even Berserker, right? But no, this is Oblivion Song #1, and it's got the this is just the advanced edition of the trade. So I've got the big artist proof edition. I've got the pink signature, the regular one, the one I let get away from me. And the next time I go to Dallas, if it's still available, there's a shop there. No, it's in Houston. There's a shop there that has one of the statues for sale online, but I don't want to buy the statue. I really don't have a good place to put it. Not that it's a bad statue. I just don't have a really good place to put it. And that silver embossed, where he's actually, instead of facing away like he is in every other one, he's facing towards you in that one. And that's one of the more desirable ones, especially if you can make it into a 9.8. Thomas, another member of the channel. He's also a Patreon member. Just caught you live, 10 minutes back to work. Hey, appreciate y'all. Superior Hero Reviews, what is going on? Another new member to the channel. Appreciate you stopping by. He's also almost to 1,000 subs. So go check Superior out. Superior, you're a moderator because you are a channel member, and I moderated you for that reason. And if you want to drop your link, feel free to do so. Thomas says, for the cookie jar, also for 5 more chances to win that Uncanny X-Men 266. Appreciate you, Thomas. This is for you. Appreciate you making it rain my way, my friend. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Oh, well, he's still raining. Okay. All right. Chill out. so, so there is that. So there is a seller over on Instagram. If you're not familiar with, check him out. AKA Comics. He is up in North Mississippi. He usually will do a show. What's it called? Mom's Toy Attic. Mom's Toy Junk Trip. It's something. And he'll do that show, and he'll go to different shows or whatever as well. But he'll post stuff on the cheap on the Instagram. And so I had bought these books with the intent of picking them up last Saturday at the show that they were having in Pearl. And he forgot them at the house. And he said, dude, I went off and forgot them at the house. I'll just mail them to you for free on me. And so I said, well, I appreciate that. And it worked out good because I really wouldn't want to go anyway because I was wanting to do the auction last Saturday and not go. But so it worked. I was going to send my wife to go pick them up. So it worked out good. Yeah, he just mailed them to me. It just took me longer to get them. Now, some of these are for sale, and I will let you know if you're interested because you have to watch this live. You know what is available. This is one of them. Yeah. Web of Spider-Man 20. This is the 25th anniversary cover. I already got one of these. This is Incredible Hulk 314, which I think I might have accidentally bought from somebody else. I hate when I do that. Incredible Hulk 367. Not that I'm collecting Incredible Hulk or anything, right? That's a Walt Simonson cover. So that's pretty dope. So these are going in the PC. This one for sale. Incredible Hulk 366, some more Simonson goodness. That one's going over there. Amazing Spider-Man #1 from the second volume. So that would be Legacy number 400 something. And there you go. That one's going to be for sale. Immortal Hulk #1, the director's cut. That one's for the PC, my friend. PC. And then we've got Shadows in the Empire #2. This is the first appearance of Dash Rendar and a dope Boba Fett cover. And I've already got one of these, so this one is for sale as well. There's a big set of books in this pile here. I got that. All right, so this is this Voodoo. So Voodoo, as in the character from Wildcats. So there's a set of Voodoo right here. This is Adam Hughes. If you're an Adam Hughes fan or if you're a Voodoo fan, whatever. This is obviously this is Image. So this is before they sold Jim Lee sold Wildstorm to DC. But yeah, so this is the whole miniseries 1 through 4, and that will be for sale. Then I picked up Stormbreaker, the Saga of Beta Ray Bill, and so I got the whole set. So there's issue #1, issue #2, which, by the way, I'm liking the new Beta Ray Bill series. LCS, what's going on? Happy Friday to everyone. Yes, for sure, for sure. And you know what? If you haven't already, if you hit that like button, the subscribe, and the bell notification on YouTube, your Friday will be even better. And then we've got issue #5. And then I don't know what his notes are calling himself doing. And then there's issue #6. Okay, we skipped 3 and 4 here. Here is 3. Look at that classic cover. Recognize that homage right there? The Silver Surfer Thor homage. And then, of course, we got #4 right here. So that was pretty dope. And that one's going in the PC. So I'm guessing that this one is the whole set in this one thing because, which I really thought I got more individual ones from him than that, but okay. All right. Right here, Thundercats. Ha! That's right, Thundercats. It's the entire series from Star Comics. #1 included. So if you are interested in this, I am selling it. We got Squatchy Comics up in the house. If you haven't checked my recently released video, the Squatch Box, go check out that fire for Squatchy. And also, I've got 2 more boxes. Pre-recorded the video, and it's dropping Wednesday. If you hit that bell notification, you won't miss it. So these don't seem to be in any order, and looks like to be a mix of directs and newsstands. But this is Thundercats number 14, number 19, number 18. So I ran into this seller at the Huntsville Comic Expo, and there was one particular book, 1 or 2 books that he was looking for to try to complete this set. So I guess that's why he was trying to complete the set, because he turned around and sold the entire set. There's issue 21, number 17, and these are all mid-grade and up copies. Like you can see some, I don't know if that's boxing or just color where it's been out of a board and bag forever. Number 10. Number 11. And these books have, in particular, the first, last issues, like it is with most places. Then number 12 have gotten extremely hot. I know I sold my number 1 for way too cheap online after they announced a producer or director. So there's number 5, number 8, number 13. Snarf, 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 mama. Okay. Then we got. So talking about Lion-O, the voice of Lion-O, Larry Kinney, is going to be at Pensacon, which I plan on going to in 2 weeks. Quick hello, but got to go driving, but everyone have a great weekend. Yes, don't drive and watch things at the same time. I don't want you to be involved in a wreck of any kind. Number 6, Mama. Number 7. There's number 1, the one that everybody wants. And it's a new stamp. Yeah, it's definitely not a 9/8 copy, but it's a solid mid-grade copy. Probably a clean press, probably a 6 or 7. Yeah, there's a crease down the side. It looks like somebody put it in their pocket or something, but it's not breaking color, so you could press that out, probably clean some of that up. So, yep. Comics Issues just joined. Did you buy an estate sale or something? No, this is from an Instagram seller called AKA Comics over on Instagram. This box. Now, I bought several. The post office finally loosed hold on some of my packages, and I got several of them in the mail that I've been opening. So this is Thundercats number 23. But what I'm showing off right now is the entire set of Thundercats from Star Comics. And then you see this last one. This is the last issue right here. This is the other coveted one of the series because it's the last issue. And notice it says Marvel instead of, and 23 shows Marvel. So at some point, they must have dropped the Star line because this is Star Comics that did these. Number 16. So I'm going to put all these in boards and bags, and they'll be sold to some lucky person that wants Thundercats on the cheap. Number 4. Number 3, Panthro. Something about Thundercats when they came out, at least down here, they never really kept those toys in stock, and so I never really got that much into Thundercats for that reason. And of course, it was you should start collecting the Smurfs. Funny. I think that Smurfs 1 or number 2 actually goes for some money. I used to have it back in the day. Number 2. There you go. Care Bears. And number 22. So sorry, there can only be one pair of Thunder Kittens, and you two ain't it. Evil Thunder Kittens. What is up with that? Then we got Perry loving some Thundercats. Number 15. Yeah, so they the actions of the Thunder Kittens. So yeah, it's the whole set. I'll put them in. Looks like Jose Delbo and a couple other people on the arms there. From back in the day. It's funny because like Don Perlin, who's known for Bloodshot and his the Man-Thing work and his Moon Knight work, or Herb Trimpe, who's known for Wolverine, his Hulk work, but the first Wolverines, and did a lot of stuff on Transformers. And to me at least, I'm thinking you wouldn't think that. I guess kind of segregated in your mind for some reason or whatever. So there is that as well. So yep, the Thundercats and these are going to be for sale once I get all those board and bags. So unless somebody hits me up before then, I'll be selling them on this channel on the Saturday Morning Cartoon Crew at 1 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. So click your bell notification now so you don't forget. Let's see. This is from Comics for Cheap. Stay villainous. This is from Comics for Cheap. He actually has started a YouTube channel now. He's already almost up to 1,000 subscribers, but he's been a long time Instagrammer. And as per his name, usually his comics are pretty cheap. He has some bigger books on there, and occasionally he'll do an auction where he has some bigger books for you to get at. But most part, a lot of times it's $1, $2, $3 stuff. He gets a good deal on them. Probably buys them in bulk from people to get out, and then he'll just sell them quick, make a quick buck, and move on. Which is a lot of times what I try to do on the Saturday Morning Cartoon Crew. Look at that. What else say? Stay villainous. That's kind of his little tagline or whatever. And his shirts and stuff say that. He actually jumped on here, I think, on a live stream one time. He was on here. Big Will was on here, which I was on Big Will's channel earlier, and we were talking about his CBCS submissions. And somebody was asking me, it was Vincent McLean, the Comic Machine, asking me about my full-blown, I wanted to, but now CBCS is taking just as long as what CGC is. And then they don't have customer service where you can at least call somebody and say, hey, and get an answer. Or if they don't have an answer, okay, but let me go check, because you're still in the States. All the people over there can do to their defense is answer what says on the computer screen. It's not like they can just, let me go back in the warehouse and check it out, or call down to the warehouse and check it out like you can stateside. Ruben Guzman, what is up? Cowabunga, fella geeks. All right. Dang. Where did I get that one? Okay, some of these are for the PC and some are to sell, but let's see what we got. We got Incredible Hulk 274. Incredible Hulk 423. Looks like Hulk is having a hella of a good time. Get it? Hella. Oh. Dad joke. You were forewarned with the intro. Then we got Batman 653. This is to sell because I already got it. But it's a really dope cover. So if you have the Detective Comics cover, that's the other side of it. These are Simone Bianchi covers, so pretty dope. Batman 626. Got it. It'll be for sale. Batman 683. Little Alex Ross goodness right there. And then we've got Amazing Spider-Man 502. I'm going to check Mr. Comics' list and see if that's one he needs. And that might be why I got this one. Let me see here. So a lot of folks reach out and know that I go, comic hunting and all that other kind of stuff. And they say, hey, take a look and see if you can find this. And, depending on if it's something I could sell, regardless of whether they buy it or not, as to whether or not I pick it up or wait to hear back from them. But Mr. Comics is working on it, who is a Patreon supporter of the channel. So I appreciate that. He is, now this is one he's got. So I don't remember why I would have bought this other than just to resell it. So let's see if this 502 is one he needs. No, he's got 502. Oh, I guess I just bought them they were so cheap. I buy them to resell them. Then we got Detective Comics 621. 606. I think this one is one that I need. This is kind of what they drew Hush from, the latter part of the Hush storyline. So, if you remember in the end of the Hush storyline, Clayface was masquerading as Jason Todd. Later on, they said, well, part of the time he was, part of the time he wasn't. But this is kind of in that same vein during that time. So he was fighting against Clayface, the ghost of Jason Todd, who was still dead at that point. Here's 605. I think I've already got 605. Then there's 829. Simone Bianchi did some great covers during that run there. Is that one you need, Stan? Detective 829. Then we got 824. And Wolverine number 2. This is from volume 3? 4. Yeah, it's from volume 4. Jay Lee on the covers. I think this is when Wolverine went to hell. Yeah, Jason Aaron was writing this. So yeah, that's issue number 2. It's in the PC. Then we got Uncanny X-Men 181. Young Dragons in Love. Oh yeah. So this is I just bought it to resell it. So pretty decent copy. And you can find these late 100 issues of Uncanny X-Men on the cheap. You're doing good. You need that 829? What about 824? Did you need 824 too? I know you got all the 600s. Till I get through rambling. Till I get through rambling. Wow, what's up? So then we go Incredible Hulk 398, which I'm glad, because in the back of my mind, my spidey sense was telling me, I think I've already bought this from somebody. And so I saw this at a comic shop last week, and I almost picked it up because it's one of those that I needed to complete my run. And I decided not to. So I'm almost positive I did. And even if I didn't, it's not like a big issue where I wouldn't be able to. Well, hey, if you want to, I can put it in your pile or whatever. So, yeah, this is $3.98. Not a big key or anything like that. Just some Dale Keown, Peter David goodness from back in the day. Same thing with. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. Then we got 397. So in that same storyline, this was another one that I almost picked up by accident. And then we got Incredible Hulk 363. So when I do big purchases like this on Instagram, because what happens is I go through going clang, 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 clang. But I don't put it in my CLZ app until they confirm that it hasn't been sold, that they still have it, because sometimes people put stuff on various platforms and the like. So there is that. And then there's some sellers that come back and say, okay, you claimed this one, this one, this one, here's your total. Okay, it makes it really easy for me. Or they'll send the post directly to my DMs. That makes it easy for me. But for once to just say, hey, this is what your total is, all the books you claim, I have to kind of wait unless I want to go back per one and then total it up and stuff, which I probably should do. It would keep me from accidentally buying a comic twice, but sometimes I don't. So we've got somebody else up in the platform here. What's going on, Vincent McLean, the Comic Machine? What is going on?
What's up? I just saw you're having a good time, so I wanted to hop in on that good time train.
Yeah, man. So you picked you up a couple of goodies today too, huh?
I did. I actually picked up lots of goodies here today. So
well, check this out. I got somebody else in the stream. Hello, Stanables.
Hello, how you doing?
Now wait a minute. That's not the response I was trying to garner here. I was giving the Stanables. Hello, Stanables, and you were like, yeah.
Right. Hello, friends.
I mean, you know,
dude, I am so out of it today. I've been literally down here working in my comic room since 8 o'clock this morning. If you notice, the boxes are getting taller behind me here.
Yeah.
It's a good thing because it's getting organized, but it's driving me bat crap crazy.
Awesome. Appreciate y'all joining. I think Vincent was just about to show us some of his pickups for today. So let me slide him over this way.
All right. So I didn't spend more than $20 for any of these books. Like the highest price I paid was $20. So I paid $20 for this Near Mint Minus Spawn 235.
Oh, so very nice.
This is like the apparently the first appearance of Blood the Vampire, apparently. So I got that. And then I picked me up a Star Wars issue number 6 for $6. And this is that first appearance of it's like another big major Star Wars kind of like low spec key that everybody's may or may not be knowing about. I can't remember the person's name because Nemesis Prime came on the Monday Night Jibber Jabber and he's like, yeah, this would be a good one. Like not a whole bunch of people are looking for. I can't remember the first appearance. I'll have to look it up here in a second. But then I found me a Star Wars number 1 Near Mint Minus 9.2. This is a nice book. And then the big one is kind of a big one. Is I got me a Green Lantern's Corps issue 201 in a 4.0. Nice. And the real major damage is down in that corner.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, like there's really not very many spine ticks. It's got a bit of a spine roll, but it's really subtle. But yeah, like I've been looking at this book on eBay to try to find, like around this grade or maybe a little bit more mid-grade. Uh-huh. And asking prices are, $60, $70, $80. So I picked this up for $6.
Yeah.
Wow. So
yeah. And that would definitely be a spec with the Green Lantern show going to be released. And, Big Will and I were talking about this earlier that, one place that if somebody was a spec person, one place to look right now is DC Keys because they're just not as hot as the Marvel stuff or even the indie stuff, really. To answer your question on that Star Wars 6, that's the first appearance of Sana Solo.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And so then I have to ask, did you get it at the place that you got that first blade from?
Yeah, that's where I went shopping today.
Okay.
So if I'm ever going shopping for comics, that's the first place I go to. And I found all of these. I found all these books, all 4 of these books today in about, I don't know, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
God, gotta love that.
So yeah, like there was a guy that came in there earlier and he was selling, it looks like he was selling a little lot of Spawn. And so I kind of got a little glimpse of what he had in there. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So I was going to question you on that Spawn too. So I'm not very literate when it comes to, the Spawns, but those middle issues right there, those are kind of the harder ones to find, aren't they? Because they were a lot lower print run before they got popular again.
Yeah. So so I don't use it often, but I do use the Key Collector app upon occasion just to kind of like help. I mean, you got to use all the tools you can. But I was looking at the scarcest Spawn. They have an actual section for Spawn scarcity, and the 235 is definitely on that list. There's a couple other ones that I really want to get, but he didn't have those there today. But for the Spawn 235, copies ordered by retailers were 15,000. That's it.
Yeah, that's nothing. Wow. That's nothing nowadays, especially back then.
Well, and depending on how the Spawn universe does, that could be make those issues even more desirable, right?
Yeah. There's the one that I really want to get is Spawn issue 240. So this one is like the one of the lower print ones that I want to get, and it's this one right here, 240. It's just a really awesome cover. And then the other one that I'm looking for, which he had a black and white of, but he didn't have the original cover A, which is what I really want, is this one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sick.
272, yep.
It looks so cool. That's honestly, like, if I can get that, I got the 235. I'd be pretty happy with that. So yeah.
So Stan, do you collect Spawn, don't you?
Oh yeah, I was just checking to see if I had any extras of those he's looking for, and of course those are 2 I am missing. Because I was thinking, how I continuously get doubles of everything. I was thinking, man, if I get a couple of them, I'll see if he. But no, I'm missing those also. So I was like, darn.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Well, how do you got that Tomb of Dracula 10 handy?
Yeah, hold on.
So
nice.
A couple of months back, I was out there in Dallas, Texas, and he took me to the shop that he was talking about, and he picked up that Tomb of Dracula 10 while I was there, and he picked it up for a super sick price.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. My local comic shop is nothing against the guys. They're good people and everything, but they are definitely like literally 2 or 3 times a week checking eBay and stuff and double checking. Oh yeah, First Blade, nice.
Let's see here.
I'm gonna pull it out.
But yeah, they're checking the prices like 2 or 3 times a week for eBay. Wolverine #1 of the 4-part miniseries. Yeah, it was like $90 one week. I went in there. It's up to $300 now. I was like, literally 1 week difference. I was like, dang, should have bought it.
Yep.
So this is definitely the greatest purchase I've ever received. So the book itself is it's pretty beat up, but for how much I paid for it, nobody would ever dare pass it up. There's like a good amount of staining on the back, but all the staples are intact.
Nice.
100% staples are intact. There's no major tears or anything. Where's the middle? I don't like to take it out very much, but there might be a little bit of rust on the inside of the staples. But I mean, with it open and stuff like that, like you can kind of see how it bends a little bit. But it's really not too bad. And like if this was to get like pressed out, it would look so much better. Nice. But I paid $60 for this book.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand for sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was like, hey, I'll buy it. I mean, the guy must just like him because, and dude, I will give him. You know, he did give me a discount on all that stuff I was buying that day, that stack of comics. But
I couldn't believe how much you spent, honestly. Like that, like I still to this day, I haven't gone hunting with anybody else since you came up here, and I still to this day am still in shock at the giant stack of. It literally was like this big, like the giant stack of comics, and you just kept pulling stuff, and it's just like. Okay, like I know the prices are like for the most part fairly like comparable, and like he prices everything out really well. So I'm like, okay, like a small stack like this could easily be like $150, and he's got like this much. I was like, holy crap, yeah.
And then probably didn't even flinch when the guy's like, it's this much. It's like, okay.
No, but Jason was like, well, you know, I'm buying this giant stack of books here. You know, let me
deal.
Hey,
you know,
there you go. Absolutely. I mean, yeah.
He ended up giving you a little bit of a deal, like 10% or something like that.
Yeah, it was 10 or 20%. They had been doing it like the day before or the week before, and I'm like, dude. And he acted like he wasn't going to do that the whole time, but then when he got to the cash register, he done it. So, and that was just the start of that. I mean, we went to that other shop down from there. I picked up a few things, and then I went to Pastime. Vincent tapped out, and I went to Pastime and got Ray Park and stood in line with the Ray Park signing. So.
Yeah, I tapped out after I think I spent $175 that day. I'm cheap, but I go for the quality. So like once I hit it, I'm done. I'm tapped out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going to a con this year. We were just talking earlier in the chat, like Dallas Fan Expo is happening during my birthday week, and so that's in September. So I definitely want to go to that this year. And then you said the Cowboy Comic Con or whatever.
Yeah, the Cowtown down there.
Yeah, so that would be cool. I don't know. I was looking on their site and I saw no prices for the tickets.
They're very dirt cheap.
Okay.
It's like a smaller con from my understanding. But I mean, they got Miko Sion and John Jang going to be there.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Usually Sam De La Rosa's down there too. And so it, I mean, just with that, but I mean, they did have a good selection of comics, I was told last year.
Okay. Cause there used to be another smaller con that was called Dallas Fan Days, that they had here, which was like $20 to get you in for a ticket, and then you're good to go. So if it's something like that, then yeah, I'll definitely probably would go to it, try to look for some super dirt cheap, comic book keys and whatnot. But,
is there like a website you guys use to find like different comic cons and stuff? Because I always struggle finding and figuring out when they are and stuff.
Yeah, you just say Comic Cons near me, and there's a couple of different websites that pull up. And since COVID, those websites are not very updated.
Okay.
So the good ones that I hear about are ones that other people have told me about. And so like people in the community know that I'll frequent, I'll drive, to get comics. And so they say, hey, you know about this one down here? You know about this one up here?
Yeah, I don't mind driving for them, but if I do Comic Cons near me, it pops up the one that's the Cherry Capital Comic Con, and that's like 20 miles from me. Otherwise, I'm so far up in northern Michigan that I'm 4 hours from Detroit, so and it's 5 hours from Chicago, so it's like those might show up. I usually just do like Comic Cons 2021 or something, see what shows.
So how far are you from Chicago?
About 5 hours.
Well, they're going to have C2E2.
Yeah, when is that? September?
Or it's November.
November,
that's
December.
Right. Yeah, that's actually, I have a list of those somewhere, and that my wife and I are already talking about that, because she's like, do you want to drive or fly? And I'm like, well, I might be coming home with a lot of comics. She's like, well, we get like 2 free checked bags, and if you're only going for like 3 days, I'm like,
Yeah, when I went to Louisville Comic GalaxyCon, I'll get it out in a minute.
Hey, change the view. This is your show. Why you got me all big? There you go.
So when I went to Louisville GalaxyCon a couple years ago, I was going to every one of the local comic shops before the con even started. I had to priority mail back boxes of comics because I didn't have enough room to check the bags in with me, and it was much cheaper doing it that way.
I've been there and done that, not with comics, but with like sports cards and stuff.
So this Hulk 181 right here is actually a giant framed canvas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I picked this up. My sister-in-law used to work at Kirkland's, and they had a whole bunch of those canvases in there, and that was the only one that we gave two shits about. So I picked that up, and then my Afro Samurai over here. This is just a regular canvas too as well. So
I just purchased these online. This is a Brazilian Detective 359 first Batgirl.
Sounds right. Yeah.
And so I got a Brazilian copy of that, and which the Brazilian copies are a little problematic for Rusty Staples.
Okay, I believe that.
It's the moisture in the air.
Yeah. Hey, Big Will.
Then we got New Mutants Annual was at 2, first Psylocke.
Cool.
Well, you're jumping down that foreign comic rabbit hole, aren't you?
Dude, he's been going ham on getting those
Oh, that's cool there. The first Sentinels.
Yeah.
Dude, you go ham on all the foreign stuff. Have you picked up all the foreign versions of Hulk 181 yet?
I almost have them all, yeah.
I was going to say, he's got to be close.
Yeah. The guy that sold me this sent me a picture of an Italian version of it. I'm like, oh, you're just going to flex that in my face and not sell it to me? He said, I know these aren't for sale, but I know you would appreciate it. I'm like, what is that about? Come on, man. Really? You're selling me these other book and you won't sell me this? Yeah.
Like
so those
cancel transaction. Oh,
sorry. That sounds like something I would do, unfortunately.
Yeah. So this is Lamasa. And I've already got one of these. It's in my box to go to the presser, because I think that I can get the highest graded Lamasa on the CGC census with the one I got. But when I ordered it, it came from Spain, raw. And so
I got two other books to show off here.
All
right. So on the latest episode of the Monday Night Jibber Jabber, I had Nemesis Prime on, and we were talking Star Wars and all that kind of good stuff. And he sent me a little care package. And he sent me Star Wars number 6, the first appearance of that.
Yeah,
the one that,
yeah, she's first cameo. She's shrouded in there. Yeah.
So send me this, and then I finally was able to find me a decent copy that was not going to be arms and legs of Herogasm issue number 1, first appearance of Soldier Boy, and I had no idea what to expect inside this book when I read it, and I was like, yep, this sounds like something you'd see straight out of The Boys, and it's just completely over the top and just grotesque and very vulgar and explicit, and it was awesome. But yeah, I finally got me a copy of that, so I'm not sure what to expect since Jensen Ackles is going to be playing Soldier Boy, and now that I read Herogasm and saw what Soldier Boy is kind of about, I don't know how far he's willing to go for the characters / what they're willing to show. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
So yeah, I've been on the Star Wars kick since May the 4th, and so I'm going to Pensacon 2 weeks from tomorrow, and so I plan on getting Ashley Eckstein to sign this pop.
Nice.
And then also this right here. Now, Tim, the Canadian comic hunter, actually gave me the website to order this. It came from Canada. But these are this is Spotlight Books, and I actually ordered from a place like Teachers order books from.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like what you would expect like at the book fairs years ago at school that you would buy there. And this is the first appearance of Ahsoka Tano. Oh, cool. And when I bought this for $20, they were already selling for $100 on eBay.
Yeah.
And so anyway, shout out to Tim, the Canadian comic hunter, for giving me that website. But I had been bidding on an actual appearance of Ahsoka Tano. And what I hate is I'm bidding, I'm winning the bid on eBay, and then 5 seconds before it ends, oh, you've been outbid, go bid again. By the time I get over to eBay, it's over. It's gone.
Yeah, can't update fast enough and everything. Yep.
That's why I don't ever try to bid on eBay, just for that reason. Like it's just not going to go the way that I want it to go. So, that's where the bargain hunter in me comes into play. Like, I'm going to look for a good deal on a buy it now. And if I don't see it in a buy it now, well, I guess I'm not getting it at that point in time. Just keep on waiting.
I get pretty lucky every now and then, but there's one the other day that ticked me off. I can't remember what it was I was bidding on. As a detective, I needed it. And, I had a really strong bid in, and it was a sniping program because literally like 2 seconds left, it outbid me by 1 cent. I'm like, really? 1 cent? I as upset as it was, but if it would have been at least like $1, or something, I'd have been like, okay.
That's somebody in there playing the game. That's a person that understands the eBay auction and how to play that game right there.
Exactly. Yeah, like I said, I would have still been frustrated, but 1 cent was just like, I won't say what I said out loud at that moment.
So Stan, you got anything that you want to show off that you recently picked up? I know you recently picked up a ASM 129 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's over in my bins over there. Actually, everything's pretty much put away. I mean, other than the book I got out of the Squatchy box there, that was pretty cool, man. That Venom #1 that he did. Custom art there of Squatch. Gotta love that. I know you got a couple more of those boxes on the way, you said, so that's awesome.
Well, actually, they're already here.
Oh, they made it in.
I've already pre-recorded that video, but it doesn't air until Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that was a fun box, man. He put some neat stuff in there, a bunch of parody books, and I'm one of those guys that likes parody books like Do You Poo and stuff, but that Venom instead of Venom, VENUM. And stuff, and just silly stuff like that. I love that type of stuff. And what's funny is when I was putting them into my CLZ app, some of those actually have some, like, I thought they'd be like $2 books at the most. Mm-hmm. They're saying they're like $20 books, and I'm going, holy crap, So, yeah, I guess the box was better than what I thought it was, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I got several, not counting, not just putting aside the sketch cover that essentially, especially on the second round, because he gave a discount because he was trying to clear the rest of them out. And so on that second round, especially on them, putting aside the sketch cover that normally cost what the box as a whole cost.
Absolutely. Yep.
I got my deal. I actually got a Foofer #1.
I'd seen that. Yeah. That was in your first box, I believe, that you showed.
Hashtag Foo is a furry. So.
Yeah, no, those are quality boxes. I can't wait till he does another one, because like you said, even at the full price, the sketch cover is the value of the box. I mean, because he charges that plus a little bit more if you're getting both sides done, like my Joker that he did, where I had both sides done. It was a little bit more than that, but I think next round I'm going to buy a couple of them. I didn't see that Instagram from him until I went in there. He's like, oh, they're gone. I'm like, crap, so.
Yeah, he had messaged me, and I said, yeah, I'll take 2. And he's like, really? Are you serious? I was like, yeah, man, I'll go ahead and take 2 at that price. And it was right after that, because I think Rob Boswell had ordered 2 as well from him.
Yep.
And did you see that I have now joined you with being in the Squatch comics?
Yeah, you got the jump fart or smash fart.
Yeah.
That's what it was in the windshield of your truck, man. I mean, geez, that Squatch kind of evil there.
Yeah.
But again,
so I'm officially in a comic book, y'all.
Really? A comic book?
Yeah, this is going to be published. Yes.
So that's me, the balding guy right there, riding with Foo in his little outfit.
Oh my god! Wow.
And we're going to the FurCon.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah, he got me with this going fishing and caught Squatchy, and he had plungers on his chest.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta love Squatchy's thought process on stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Foo is a furry and Stevie B Valiant. So there we go.
Yep.
Had to drop those hashtags in the YouTube. world. But so guys, I don't know how long I was planning on going today, but why don't I give you a chance to shout out your channels, anything that you're doing over on your channels. I know Vincent just crossed over the 400 threshold. He is got a contest of some kind for the 500, and I know Stan is inching towards that 500 as well. And so yeah, if you wanted to shout your channel out.
Yeah, so my video I did yesterday was just pretty much just a big thank you to everybody. I didn't expect to ever hit 400, let alone like have any type of growth on YouTube, but apparently you guys like watching my stuff, so thank you very much. I've got this giant stack over here. This is not for stuff that we're putting up for the auction we're doing next Friday. This is for the giveaway. And there is a slab here too for the giveaway that is going to go up during the live when I actually put out who won the actual, piles. So I got 3 giant piles with graphic novels, a couple single issues. So make sure that you share, like, subscribe. Once I hit 500, then I'll do that live for that giveaway. So, and then this Monday on the Monday Night Jibber Jabber live, I'm going to be having Comics Will Break Your Heart. Miss Jennifer is going to be coming on the live, and we're going to be having a grand old time. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. 8 p.m. Central.
So if any of the moderators that are in the chat, and I know Stan is a moderator too, can drop Vincent McLean and Stan's video links or whatever, YouTube channel links, I'll get it out in a minute, in the chat, that would be much appreciated. To give them a shout out.
I've never learned how to do that yet. I'm such a lame.
Well, let me do it. Let me do this then, okay.
I'm looking at it going, where do I post?
You just click the link up there at the top, and then in the chat there. Let's see here.
I'm so confused. Technology fuses me.
Hey, I'm almost right behind you there.
When my daughter comes home on different weekends, I'm like, if there's something, I'm like, hey, on Instagram, how do you do this? And like, how do you do that? And and she's just like, Dad, you're such a dork. And I'm like, well, that's okay. Whatever.
Yeah. So if you're watching this over on Twitch, you'll to be able to, I don't know that either one of these guys are on Twitch, but if you come over to the YouTubes and check them out over here, there is Vincent McLean, the Comic Machines link. And let's see if I can pull up Stanibles here. There he is. So Stanibles is currently at 485, so only 15 away from.
Slowly but surely inching up there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it happens like that. It'll go in like ebbs and flows. Like you'll all of a sudden wake up. Oh, and I'll give you a good example. I mean, I've been there before too, but I'll give you a good example of this is Super Russ 9000. I don't know if either one of y'all are familiar with his channel, but
sounds familiar.
I mean, he was stuck at like 700, the low 700s, like for a while. And he was like, man, this is kind of disheartening, blah, 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 blah. And so he started doing a video a day. And literally, it's not short enough to be a short, which is another interesting take, by the way. I don't know if either one of you guys have done any of those. But
no, I won't do those.
But he was just doing a short video, maybe 10 minutes long, on various topics. And he's done it every day for over 100 days now, and he is almost at 1,000 subs.
Wow!
And it just kind of hit that flow. I've got a video that a short that I did that had how many views did it have? It's the most views I've ever had on any video I've ever done, and it was crazy. I mean, it's like a 15-second video, and it's me playing with my toys, by the way. But
you just gave us the secret. We know what to do now.
2,723 views.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And it's like, wow. I mean, what?
Well, that's like my biggest view video I have, and I don't know why these frames that are behind me up here. I
Mhm.
do a review of those frames and I put the posters in them and then show them and give a quick review of what I like, what I don't like. I think the video's all of 8 minutes long. It is consistently every month, every week, my top video, and I have like 5,000 views on it. And I'm just like, I would have never, if you would have told me that when I did that video, I would have done a whole lot nicer job on it. You know what?
But who
Yeah.
knows? That video might not have performed well had you done that.
True.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I've got 4 videos that are over 1,000 views, and I've got one video that's over 2,000 views. And I wish and it's my first CGC unboxing video, of course, but I wish I did that one a little bit differently. But for the most part, it's real genuine, and like a completely blind unboxing, 100%. So that did really well. But my top 50 comic books in my collection for 2021 video has done extremely well. I'm very happy with that. But for the most part, like I've got like seven of the videos that are over 100 views. So I'm happy with all that. So, you just get better at doing the videos, get better at editing every time you do them. And so, I'm starting to get my stride. I feel like I'm getting a pretty good stride. I've got over 100 videos now. I feel pretty good about that. So,
Yeah, and I think Stan, you went through some of this, at one point where you were like, well, screw this. I'm doing this to have fun. I'm not doing this to make them in or whatever. And when it starts acting like a job, then I'm going to quit it. And so it's just whatever works for you. A lot of people do the pre-recorded video. I do pre-recorded videos just because I have so much stuff to unbox that
Yes, you do.
that I space it out like that, and in that way, if I had to go out of town or something, I still have consistent videos dropping. Otherwise, I just do lives all the time because I like them much better. We got Hoarder's Hide up in the chat, one of the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you. And we've got Who Dat. What's
Who
up?
Dat?
What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing?
Yeah, I got it. There we go.
Yeah, I found I got to get better at time management for my videos, especially when I get back to work. I got a couple more weeks off with my elbow. When I'm off, it's easy to find, a couple hours to come down and make a video. When I'm working, that's a little not quite as easy. So I think it's I was just listening to Gary V's Crushing It, and he's talking about how you got to just, if it's something you enjoy, you got to just do it. And I actually find I enjoy doing YouTube. I really do, So I'm going to find the time when I get back to work. I'm just going to do what I got to do.
Well, I am looking for some of the acclaimed titles too, Hoarder's Hide. Now, look, you've if the thing ever okay, you've made it when Jesus shows up at your chat. I mean, you're pretty good. Jesus shows up. This is guaranteed comics from IG. Okay. But yeah, do any of y'all use like TubeBuddy or anything like that?
Yep.
oh yeah, 100%.
I was so lost before it, and I still don't think I do everything correctly, but I definitely use their recommendations and everything. Definitely.
Right.
I use all of that all the time. I pre-research the titles of my videos I'm going to do every week with Keyword Explorer and stuff.
Okay.
I make sure stuff's going to hit very good or excellent every time. And then I make sure my SEO score is as close to 100 as possible. And yeah, I just make sure I try to hit all those basic points so I can give my videos the best chance. So that's what I do. And then, you got to make good thumbnails. If you can't make a good thumbnail, then nobody want to click on it. So,
Yeah.
Making sure that's all good, have a good title. And then, yeah, I try to do that every week. And like Stan said, like I enjoy making the videos. And so it's like, hey, I got to make this video. But it's not work. It's like, no, I need to make the video because like it's good. I want to keep up the consistency. And so, yeah.
So who what you been up to? We were me and Big Will were talking about you in his show. Were you in that chat earlier?
No, I hope you said nice things.
Oh yeah, it was I'll tell you what it was about. So it was an ASM 300. Comics Elite just put up an ASM 300 for sale while I was in the chat with Big Will. And it's a newsstand copy. And one went for a raw on M&M comic sales last night for almost $500. And it was beat up. It was like 3.5 top. So this book, according to it PGX grade, and you'll see where I'm going with this in a minute. According to PGX grade, it's an 8.5. So looking at the pictures, it looks clean, especially if you're familiar with that ASM 300. I'm sure y'all are. But the black back, cover, can be notorious for this, especially on
spine tape. It can hide all the spine tape.
So anyhow, based on the pictures, I'm going with, let's say that PGX graded it wrong and it should be an 8.0. With what I just paid for it with Comics Elite, it's worth every bit of what I paid for it and more. And so my point, what I'm planning on doing is, and we were going to reach out to you, is once it comes in, I plan on cracking that and giving it a once over by some people like yourself and Big Will, because I've got a camera set up that I can do now where y'all can kind of get a real close look at it and tell me what y'all think as far as the grade. Like, just take PGX out of your mind, because I'm cracking it out of that slab. I could sell it raw for what it PGX is, and it's just because that stigma with PGX.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I plan on sending it to CBCS, because with my membership, I actually have like a free 2-day fast pass. And then I'm going to sell it right before the movie drops, the Carnage movie.
Oh, nice.
Before the movie drops or right after the trailer?
Probably right after the trailer. Whatever you think. I mean, if you think that would be the hype.
Me is right after the trailer. People are like salivating for a trailer for this movie. We're actually salivating for any content. It doesn't matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the FOMO is so hot on anything, it doesn't matter. So once that trailer drops, and I think it's going to be an extensive trailer because we haven't had a teaser. I think I'm going to bypass this teaser and give us a 3-minute trailer.
A red band trailer.
Yeah. I think you're going to see both. You're going to see the regular, and then the red band might drop later that evening. They might do the regular one in the morning, then that evening the red band. Here you go, because we said we're rated R. This is rated R. Mm-hmm. So I think right after that, the next day, if you have it back and everything's good, get it out of there. You're going to be like, you're not going to be able to, it's going to be one of those things that, because I've sold stuff before on like consignment stuff on IG. You're going to be like one of those things you posted, and then you're going to be like, well, let's see how that thing, you'll be like, what the hell? It's like 2 seconds later, sold. And you're like, damn, did I put it too low? That's what you're gonna think.
Exactly.
You hate that feeling if it sells too fast, because you're always like, oh crap, I did.
Yeah, because that's what happened to me on a few consignment things. But I'll be happy to look it over, man. It's I'm the thing about PGX, people need to realize the stigma is only there because people put it out there. Mm-hmm. They have two different stigmas in my mind when they're grading. They undergrade or overgrade. I've seen a video from Golden Age Guru. He bought 2 big books. Like, it was like a Journey in Mystery and I forgot the other book, but they were like 7.0s PGX. Mm-hmm. So even if somebody gave you 6.0, even a 5.0 price on those books, that's expensive. Everybody knows that. Mm-hmm. And this is back in the day. That was back in the day expensive. He cracked them, pressed them, and got a grade bump on both.
Nice.
Damn.
Yes. So I think he turned them being 8.0s or 8.5s or something. It was crazy. I think he still has either one or both of the books. So the stigma is either way. And you could also press it and clean it. It comes back the same grade. Yeah.
But just putting it in a different company case and not PGX, it's already going to make the price skyrocket.
Yeah. If the goal is to sell it, it doesn't matter if it's CGC or CBCS. I've been telling people this. If it's a blue chip book or one of those books that are becoming blue chip prices, CBCS or CGC doesn't matter. If you want this book and it's selling for 10 grand in fair market value, I'm not giving you a discount just because it's CBCS.
Right. Well, the more sellers don't do that, it'll balance it out, because I've only had that one time where somebody said, "Hey, look, it's in a CBCS versus a CGC, therefore it should be 10% less." I said, "Well, that's your opinion. You're welcome not to buy my book."
Yeah.
Somebody's ringing the doorbell.
Yeah, you don't have to purchase the book. That's, I'm putting it up there for anybody, and it's going to be selling it as is. I'm kind of like in the same boat with CBCS, mostly because the CBCS location is here in Dallas. It's 10 minutes from Titan Comics. So I think if I'm going to do another round of grading comic books, I'm just going to take the book straight to them and be like, I would like to submit these books for grading, and just drop it off. And I don't even have to deal with shipping there or back.
I mean, that's a big savings right there, right?
Hopefully it would be a big savings, right? So
it's not only a savings, but you're taking the risk out of the equation with the postal service cracking the slabs.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to doing next, because I have that ability to do that. Just drive over there, set an appointment, drop the books off. And I watched Nick from Two Brothers Comics video today, his CBCS unboxing, and the books that he had in there looked really good. And he said the cases were nice and solid, and there was a little scuffing and scratching, but not like over the top. He didn't make it seem like it was really bad over the top. Yeah. But the other thing I have noticed is I think CBCS does grade harsher, a little bit more accurately. And honestly, that's probably better. It would be better for the books to be graded more harsher and more accurately, because then you're going to get a more precise grade, and you can associate an actual price point for that grade if they're being graded more accurately and more harshly. So I think going the CBCS route for me personally is going to work better long term, especially if I can go there and drop the books off and not even have to worry about shipping. So,
well, right, and the thing about it is, I've never heard anybody say CBCS grades like PGX. I've always heard that they grade better than CGC. And so if I'm a buyer, I'd love to hear that. If I'm a seller, maybe not so much, but if I'm a buyer, I appreciate that. And so I feel like that the more sellers don't acquiesce to people's demands for cheaper rates, that'll go away. And then the more that CBCS picks up from CGC's, shenanigans, that'll be more the way too.
Yeah. It's people, every time even people who collect CGC, this is what they say about CBCS. Man, I would like, if they don't collect CBCS, man, I wish it wasn't in CBCS, even though I know they grade harder than CGC.
Yep.
So you're like, all right, you're like, if we got two books in the same, like, say it's Silver Age Keys 7.0 CGC and CBCS. So you're saying CBCS is grading harder. So why wouldn't you try to buy it at the fair market value price and get it pressed and clean and send it to CGC? You think they grade harder? I mean, I think they grade fairly. That's what I want to say. I don't think they grade harder. I just think they grade fairly.
Yeah.
CGC, you never know. People have a good day or a bad day.
Yeah, it seems like there's more good days and bad days with CGC graders.
It's more consistency, and that's what you have to have, because you don't want that bad day and you get a batch of big books, especially ones you were planning to flip.
Yeah, and I know CBCS, when they were in Florida and Steve Rock kind of owned 100% of the company, if you wanted to work with them, you couldn't collect comics.
That's what I always heard about CGC or CGC. Like, you could,
CBC, it was CBCS, not CGC.
Well, I heard that for CGC too, though.
Okay.
I heard that you couldn't be a comic book collector and you couldn't work for them if you were.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard CBCS put that in the forefront. I've never heard CGC, because Brittany McMahon is not to call her name out, but she's always on these interviews. She's never come out and said that. Like, I've heard Steve Barak say that on many other shows. So I don't know if that's, I would love to see that spokesperson say it. And then you just hear about it, because if that's the case, then thumbs up, then we know you don't have to worry about too many influence. But if they don't have that stipulation and they can collect and grade, so it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I can get it. I can get why that he would make that rule, but at the same time, I would get why it would be good that they did grade comics, meaning that hey, I would like to get a book that's fairly graded. I would like to get I know what I'm talking about when we're saying white versus off-white pages, that type of thing. But I can see what he's talking about, not wanting them to.
Have you seen the new one from CBCS? Exceptionally white pages they have now. I seen, so I forgot who it was.
I love it. You know why? I love it when I see it because I'm just I think of other stuff. So when it said exceptionally white, I said, man, that's that coquina white. That's that Columbia. That's pure. That's that pure white. They ain't got nobody stepped on that white pages.
Oh my God. That is hilarious.
That off-white, a lot of people touched it. What's up, Big Will? What you growing a beard?
No, this is called being fat and lazy. You can see the level of which I am by looking at my face.
Well, it looks darker than it does in that other camera angle that you normally take.
You mean in the other room? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just sitting in the living room now, and it's like, daggum, he's still on talking about the same stuff. I'll get in on this.
I was telling Houdat about that ASM 300 purchase, and when it comes in and getting it on more.
Yeah, that's gonna definitely be an interesting one.
I have one story about PGX, but it's not crazy. I had a ASM 13. Was that first Mysterio? I bought it was PGX 3.5. So I thought it was going to be a 2.5. I cracked it, got it cleaned up a little bit. Didn't get it pressed too strenuously because it was a low grade, and it came back the same grade. Came back a 3.5 CGC. That was a win in my book because people that's the books that people undersell PGX. People undersell those way under. And like Big Will say and ETA Nick, a lot of people say, if you learn how to grade, I know you can't see inside of the book, but if you learn how to grade, PGX wouldn't get discounts if you look at that book and be like, all right, they graded a little high, but it's still roughly close. If it's 8.5, but I think it's a solid 8. It's not that much of a discount. You shouldn't be selling an PGX 8.5 for a 7.0 discount, or however big of a discount it could be. You know what I mean? Just got to learn how to grade.
That's something I carried over from my numismatic days. They always used to say, "Buy the coin, not the holder," and it's the same thing. Buy the book, not the holder.
Yeah. Which is funny because everyone's biggest. I'm sorry.
What's that?
I was just going to say, and it's funny because most of the complaints I hear for CBCS are that it doesn't have a big white thing behind the grade that pops it out. I thought you were buying the book.
Well, CGC's, branded us to think that way, right? I mean, and my understanding from the owner of CBCS, or the head, he didn't technically own it, but the head is that, hey, I want the book to stand out. I don't want the label to stand out. And the reason why he doesn't do character labels. But Big Dave's question about better grades being tougher grades being better for the collector and for the buyer, yes, that is true. If you're a seller, maybe not so much. But that is a good thing.
If like Houdat said, if you know how to grade, it's good even for the seller too.
Well, so give you an example. Marvel Premiere number 15, I believe, first appearance of Iron Fist. I bought that raw off of eBay. Looking at the pictures, I said, okay, I'm good if it's a 6.0. So I sent it to PGX. They graded it as a, what did they grade it as? A 6. Let me look and see what it is. But they graded it, and I was like, okay, well, that's about what I came back. Every book I've ever sent to PGX came back right where I thought it was, and some lower than what I thought it was. But then this Marvel Premiere, I had it cracked, pressed, and submitted to CGC for the Roy Thomas signing. So he signed it. They pressed it, and it came back. And there was a grade. Okay, so yeah, so it came back a 7.0 from PGX. It is an 8.0 with CGC. So, you know, like I said, you know, most of the time I'm looking at their stuff going, okay, yeah, that's the grade I assumed that it would have.
You know what you should,
whatever.
You know what you should do now is you should crack and resubmit it to CBCS to see what the grade would end up coming back for that, because you've already done it to the two others. And then even if you send it to CBCS, they're going to give you that extra cool label with the signature on it. You know, if you were feeling, you know, especially experimental.
Yeah, and you know, if I didn't have the signature, yeah, I'd be inclined to do that. And if I had graded or videoed the process of it getting there, which is what I plan to do with that ASM 300. You know, when it comes in, we're going to grade it. I'm going to crack it. If it needs pressing, we're going to press it. We're going to send it to CBCS, and we're going to see what it comes back as.
I would like to say, though, that the whole CPR cracking and pressing and resubmitting, okay. But if you're just cracking it to send it to a different company, don't do that. It's in the best
Unless you want good YouTube
protection
content
that it's in being in a slab. So if all you're doing is getting it graded by a different company, then don't crack it out. You only crack it out if you want to see if it needs a press, or if you want to check and see if it's got something on the inside, like the value stamp, like if it's PGX. Some people are iffy about that. Or if you want to see if it's a Mark Jewelers, I mean, there are reasons to crack it out. But if you're just having the other place grade it, then send it in the slab. That's the best protection it can be in versus what you can do with, you know, your shipping materials at home.
Yeah, it just makes for good YouTube content. But Hoarder's Hide says looked like his last CGC package was packaged by a drunk monkey. I can believe it. If you've seen the IG post from various people lately, aside from the hairs, which I had one of those as well.
And the bugs.
That's happened too many times to people.
I think I saw that same thing. Like the dude was just like almost screaming when he was doing the video. And it was just a giant tuft of hair and sticking out the actual side of the slab. That's pretty bad.
The Dorkeries, they had one where the tag was backwards. The box was lost. They had one where the box was lost.
They had one where the book. He was like, "This is a gift grade." He's like, he showed it in the slab, and you could see the damage on the book. And he was like, "This is not a 9.6. This is not even close." And you could see it looked like somebody dropped it. And he knew. He said, "I knew it, so I just wanted to send it in." And he's like, when he saw the 9.6, he was shocked. He was like, "This is a gift." It's like that type of stuff. You can't even sell it.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to be like, "I'm going to sell this at an 8.5 price." It says 9.6, but 8.5 because this book is damaged, and I don't know what the hell it was smoking, but it's definitely not a 9.6.
Yeah, my buddy Justin Comics, he just did his CGC unboxing too, and he got back a Venom 27 or 25, that all black cover, and there was a nice, like right in the middle of Venom's mouth where it was all black. There was like a nice little chunk of plastic on the inside. It wasn't from the case. It was just like a little extra that they added in there with the book. And it's just like, it completely takes away from everything else about the book and the presentation. It's just, oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah. And I have to say, I commend them with fixing when they make mistakes, but I don't know about anybody else. Once I get my stuff for waiting months to get your items, I don't want to send it back out and wait more months to get you to fix something that you messed up on. Like, and honestly, I'd rather you buy me the same book on eBay, the same grade. Give me that book, and I'll send you the one you screwed up on, and you do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, but ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, I don't have time to wait months for you to open up my book to fix the problem.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the-
especially
that's
if you're
the-
trying to flip it. I mean, I don't flip anything, but I could see. I mean, how would you want to send somebody something that has like cracker crumbs or hair in it? It's like, hey, up for sale is this 9.8 ASM 300 with additional human DNA specimen here. That should at least double the value.
Yeah, I've gotten some books back, and CBCS. I've been praising them a lot lately, but they make mistakes too. I got a book back, Wolverine 1 original series, 9.8. I looked at it and I could count about 5 or 6 spine ticks on it. They made a mistake. Luckily, I think I paid $20 for the book. So I just sold it at like the 9.0 price to Airboy the Barbarian and told him, hey, I'm selling it at this price, even though it says this grade because this, and showed it so he could see. And I got rid of that thing. But yeah, even CBCS will make a mistake. The question is it a mistake that happens on occasion?
Yeah.
Or is it constant messing up and doing things they shouldn't be doing?
Right.
I saw a simple mistake they made. It was the Turtle Adventures 1, because they got the one with the micro series, then they had the mini series. I mean, when they had the regular series and a micro mini series. So somebody sent both of those books in to get signed by Kevin Eastman when he was doing a sign with CBCS. So what happened was they just put the wrong labels on the books.
Yep.
They put, Kang, Bebop, Rocksteady, first appearance on the other book, and so they switched up the labels. That's an honest mistake because they're both Turtle Adventures 1s. If if you're not familiar when you're doing the processing for the slab stuff and you're not familiar with it, you could mix those up. You can mix them, especially if you don't know the different covers. If you're just doing the slabs and you're putting it together, you can mix those up because you'd be like, all right, yeah, it's Turtle Adventures. Oh, yeah, it's Turtle Adventures. And you're just putting it together in the slab and getting it on. So that common mistake, I could see that mistake happening. But I haven't seen the extent of, I haven't seen anybody talking about hairs or bugs or DNA, or that's the stuff that's on a different level of mess up, like label mess ups and missing spine ticks. That's going to be happening from time to time because you got to realize people, that's it. Few of us have glasses on. You're looking at something over time, your eyes get tired.
Yeah.
You might see stuff that's not there. You might see stuff that is there, but it's not, vice versa. So somebody looking at books hundreds and hundreds of times a day, and they're like, probably like straining their eyes. Oh, this one looks good, and pass it along, and not realize, oh, wait, there's like 4 minute ticks there, so it should be a 9.
No, I'll be honest, just myself, when I'm grading stuff, to put in my CLZ app what I feel the grade is, I've noticed, because I've been doing it for the past, literally this whole week, that the grades I do in the morning are much stricter than the ones they are like at this time in the afternoon, where I'm going, yep, it's a comic book, And
I start off with my glasses, and then by the end of the evening, I'm taking my glasses off, looking like, all right, I see way better now.
Yeah. It's like that floater in your eyeball just goes right across the spine at the same time where you're looking at it. It's like, man, that's a giant color breaking tick. And then you come back later and you're like, wait, wasn't there a giant color breaking tick right there? Oh, yeah, let me.
Like I can see the label mess up happening and stuff for 2 of the same books. Like Big Lion Cat just did a CGC unboxing like last week, and he sent in 2 of the same issue of I want to say his Iron Fist, the older Iron Fist. And the one book, he always does a let's see if we can guess the grade, and everybody's going, oh, like 6055, and it's like an 80, and we're all like, what? I mean, this thing, the spine was on. We're like, wow. Well, then the next one he did was like this one that should have been, an 80, and it was in a 50 case, and we're like, everybody's like, they messed up those labels. They messed up those labels, man, because either that or they've inverted the grading table. One of the two. I don't know.
Yeah. So Hoarder's Hide, I think Big Will, weren't you talking about comic book investments earlier?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Phil Elling joined us in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by. Be sure to smash that like button. Pocan Joe, what's shaking?
All right, bacon? Fellas, I'm going to dip out. Jason, thanks for having me on.
Take care.
Sandables, Who Dat, Big Will. I'll catch you guys later.
All
right.
yeah.
So when something gets damaged in transit, is that like what the insurance pays for then, or your postal insurance? I'm assuming.
Well,
Is it in transit to them or in transit back? If it's transit to them, then it's whatever your insurance or whatever you have on it, I would think would cover it. But they're not going to tell you if something gets damaged that it is collected, put it on the side, and wait 2 months to get it to put it in receive. Now, for you getting it back to you, now they should cover that under the insurance you put in the little computer.
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
'Cause
that's
that
how it
would-
should be.
That would suck because he's saying it was an older Mad magazine, like a 9496 highest grade ever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, it could be
Yeah.
worth some serious money.
It would depend on if they did poor packaging, then yeah, CGC. But if it's just a matter of they did everything right and the USPS is the one that jacked it up, I don't know. Would you still go to CGC or would you go to do your insurance from USPS? Or wait a minute, they're the ones that put the insurance on it, right? Based on what you say.
I think so, yeah.
So you would still have to go to them, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that would suck
Okay.
though. That would like I'd probably almost cry. I'm not gonna lie about that. I'd be like, because
But I mean, but right now, how comic prices are right now? Let's be honest. I got you probably can know. Some of y'all probably know I'm going to be going with this. Comic prices are right now. I sent off books, December and beginning of February. So those books have been there that long. I put the value accordingly at that time. In the last 2 to 3 months, the prices have still been going up. So now what do I do now? They don't do adjustments on your paperwork. They hate if you try to call to do adjustments on your paperwork. Like they don't even try to. They just straight up no, we can't do that. They're like, but you have access to it. You can do it. No. And so it's like, what happens then? So like, because it's nobody thought the prices of comics would go 3 times or 4 times or 100 times the amount that it was 2 months ago.
oh yeah, I have some books that I bought like last year that just raw in the grade they are have tripled in value, and I'm like, holy cow! And if I was to actually send them to CGC or CBCS, it 10 times what I paid for it. And it's like, holy cow!
I'll do you one better. What happens if you put it in modern tier, or you put it in the old expanded tier or value, and now they want to jump it up to the next highest tier in express? Or whatever. What has that happened before? Would that happen because the values are rising so high?
I just seen, I can't remember who it was. I was just watching it happen to them on like 3 of their. They sent in a 20-book submission, and 3 of their books that happened to it went over like the $1,000 threshold. And when they sent them in, there's like even at 9.8 was like a $550 book. So
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I've seen that happen to somebody.
And do they gauge that based on the time you submitted it, or based on the time that they actually got around to finally checking it?
It's graded today, and this is a $1,500 book now. This is no longer in that tier. Oh, he sent it in 3 months ago. We don't care.
I mean, because this is what the man behind the red hood on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's been going off on him.
Oh yeah, I mean he got from an express tier to the walkthrough tier just about $220.
Ouch! That's a big jump.
And the thing about it is, it's like, well, hey, you've been having it this long, and the way prices are going, I mean, it could have went up that much, and depending on the book, it could have went up that much between the time they got around to grading it. And then his other argument was that you got enough time to look at what eBay prices. What are you gauging these prices on? You got time to do that, but you ain't got time to grade my books.
Yeah. Or even open them. You don't have time to put them in a computer.
Yep.
Instead of you opening it up saying to receive, you created a job and another process for somebody to, hey, let me all right, I have that package in the computer, so now people can say, oh, we have your package, but it's not received yet. We just have it.
I know.
That's the stupidest thing.
That's why I don't want to
try
send
and get people off their back while still having their little loophole.
Yeah. It's like that's the dumb. So you hired somebody to do that, and it's probably more than one person. You hired people to do that. instead of just opening up the books and get them do the process they're supposed to.
Right.
Yep.
That's like, oh my god, like dude, like you're not thinking. And like you said, prices about books. I was gonna send 3 books to CBCS to get reslabbed. I'll actually show them off because I have them here. I have them handy. I'm gonna send 3 books off to get reslabbed, and the prices changed on all 3 of them. That I don't want to send them now. I don't want to send them. I don't want to because I might give them when I go to Dallas for Fan Expo. I might give it to them like, here's my paperwork, drop them off to the place, and here's my books. I feel better that way than me putting them through the mail, knowing the prices of these books. So I'll start from lowest to highest, and this one has jumped double since I bought it. I've literally bought this for like $200. Now it's like a $500 book. You can't get it for under $500.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get the newer. Yeah.
I almost bought your raw copy, but someone.
So that's the first book. And I already have the paperwork for this stuff since February, but you're going to see this book recently sold non-newsstand for $1,000, I think, on Comic Link.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And
Wait a minute, that
another
has
reason
writing
why,
on it.
yeah, it says from the newsstand mint collection. So it's a pedigree.
Okay. That's the
So,
same spot they put restored information too.
Yeah.
That's
So
why
it's
I
from a
asked
collection. Yeah, it's from a collection. Meaning, like I bought this book when it was going for like $250. I got it in a bunch of other books. Somebody did like a $315 shipped. Oh, that was a Gotham Comics. I think if anybody follows him, he used to do these not so mystery boxes.
Right.
So he had 2 of these. I was trying to get both of them because I said these books are gonna jump. I was only able to get this one. $315. I got this book and 5 other books with $315 shipped. So, but I don't want to send them this book because it's a $1,000 book now.
Yep.
And I insured it for $800. So it's like I'm close to it, but with the pedigree, I think it's worth more than that. If it's a $1,000 book, it should be $1,200 at least. Now this next book, it doubled within a week of me doing the paperwork for this, and then I think it doubled again.
Oh yeah.
So
Yep.
I was gonna send this back in February. I insured it for $12,000. It was selling roughly for $14,000. So I said $12,000 I feel comfortable with. I got my own insurance. I said I'll use their, if something happens, I got their insurance for $12,000 and I'll kick back the rest of my own. Within 2 weeks, it went from $14,000 to $20,000.
Yeah.
Now it's at $22,000 plus now. So it's $10,000 more than what I insured it for. I don't feel comfortable sending this in the mail anymore. These lot of 3 books in the mail anymore.
I don't blame you. I mean,
I
even
want to
sending
get the
it
new
certified
slab.
and everything is still just I'd be
Well, especially with like the mail, the way they're acting, I mean, which is another deal altogether because my Hulk 180, 181, and 182, Conan 1, Marvel Premiere 15, and it seems like there was one other book, but I mailed them all off to the presser to get pressed before he sent them to CGC for the Roy Thomas signing. And he sent me the picture. He said, well, luckily you packaged your books well because, that box looked like somebody had just put it at the bottom of a 3,000-ton, stack. And there was a big hole on the side of it. They could have fell out the side of the box. It just –
I should have showed this on the channel, actually. One of my comic book shipments that came in, I opened it, didn't even think about it because I just wanted to check it because I freaked out. The box literally had a footprint on it, a boot print on it.
I showed that on my channel.
It says fragile all over and everything. I get it at my front door. I'm like, holy crap. So it's like, even though it was in my brain to put it on an unboxing, I was like, I wanted to get in it to make sure nothing was destroyed. That box looked like they used it for football gold.
Yeah.
I got a couple of videos like that. I actually show it. I said, look at this. It's a tire print.
Yeah.
It's a tire print. Somebody ran over my box.
Yeah, it's just you just sit there and go, how in the hell can they be that inept? You know, and
So I'll probably bring these with me when I go to Dallas Fan Expo and just drop them off personally there, and then see if they can adjust my paperwork in person. You can't do it online. That's another thing. I wish they would let you do it online. I haven't mailed these out yet. I should be able to delete, add, increase since they're not there yet. They don't give you that option, and I'm not going to call somebody from another country that can't help me because they're going to say the same thing I see. And they're like, "Oh, we see it, but no, we cannot change." Like then,
yep.
And so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna bring them with me most likely to get them recaped. This is the one I really wanted to send, but the other ones didn't have to. But I said since I'm sending this one in, hey, let me get them all done. And
Well,
then the
I can
prices
see from
were crazy.
experience. You'll be able to talk to them and get them to do it most likely, because at the Huntsville convention when my buddy sent all his stuff, they really helped him out. I mean, he got 2 days shipping on some stuff and some other things at no extra charge. Like they helped him with discounts and everything. They do a good job for that. So just make sure the guy's filling it all out correctly.
I have the original.
before.
Yeah, I have the original paperwork, which I probably at the least I could scrap that paperwork because they don't charge you ahead of time. I could just leave it on there, let it be in limbo, whatever, forever, and just never do it. I could readjust it and get these sent correctly and do it that way. But I would rather hand it to them now as the prices how they got crazy, and because I would have never thought an X-Men 1 would have gone that crazy. I can
It's
buy
a
my
car.
wife. Yeah, I can buy my wife a car right now. And a nice car, not a Geo. I could go get a Lexus RX 350 that she wants. I could be like, that's why I'm showing this and talking about this on the Comic Geek channel because I don't want her to look at my channel. She's like, hold on, what you got? What you got this, I can buy a car. What are you talking about?
On a related note, talk about shipping and UPS and all that. How many Geminis do you guys buy, or do you survive off shipping slabs? And if you ship something wrong, you just use the Geminis that have already come in, or what? Because I just bought 450 of them.
Okay, yeah, I don't buy that many, but I do. The last time I bought was 150.
So you got somebody bidding for that X-Men 1 there. Who that?
I don't have. I don't. Look, I did. There you go. You can bid. Even though I was giving this away to somebody.
Yeah, I recycle the Geminis that I get through and stuff so far, and
I can't rely on that. I get so many things that I have to send out that I get either in person or in a lot of stuff that I've got to have my own Geminis, and it's also a lot easier to store them.
Oh yeah, when they're flat still.
Yeah, when they're all flat and you just stack them up. So yeah, I got me 450 of them things coming.
Yeah, the couple of weeks ago, my stack of Geminis fell over on my wife. She was highly impressed. Yeah, she was highly impressed with me. I got a ration. I'll just put it that way. Yeah,
that's funny. I tried. My wife made me buy some because she saw me reusing Geminis, and she said no, you're not. Because she started looking at everything, especially after COVID hit. She's like, "You have a brand."
Yeah, it's
not. You're not. This is your name. This is your name, but your brand is Who Dat Comics. You cannot be sending people books they buy on some old Geminis. And so she got me into it. So I bought 100. I used those up, and then I ended up buying 150, which I'm doing pretty good on. Because I sell more slabs than I sell raw books, but yeah, she got me off of the used Gemini. But I still use the used Geminis from time to time. I just don't do it when she's watching. Like I literally just sent somebody some books and he reused Gemini.
So, did you ever find out if how good a deal you're getting on the shipping, or you gonna try the stamps.com or something?
Oh, we end up using XPS ship.
Is that the one you got for free, or is that a different site that?
That's the one. That's the one we got for free. You have
it's not enough a difference.
No. It's it's actually you do get at first I thought you didn't get a discount, but I just shipped off. I don't know if you can show me where's my receipt. I'll tell you what I just paid because this did one, and
you don't have to show me that.
No, I'm not showing that. I'm trying to see what the price was. It was $7.75 for a legal size Gemini. Legal size mailer. So $7.75 was my discount. I can load it up on their website. I can save. I can actually save their address because what if people know, a lot of people buy on YouTube. It's kind of like you get the same people from time to time. Every now and then you get a new person, but so I'm able to save their address. So if somebody buys something else again, I just got to start typing the name and it pops up. Or I type the address or the zip code, whatever have you.
If you're getting that service for free, then you're doing good because the difference is 5 cents versus the discount you get for the other. Except I pay, like $18 a month for it. So if you get it for free, that's 5 cents.
Yeah,
take it.
Yeah, as long as I ship 30 things in a month, which that's free. I told my wife that's easy. I said in a month. I said that's easy. So I'll keep it for free. And only thing I don't like is when you upload, and this is just nitpicking of it. When you want to upload money to it, you can't be like, all right, I only have to ship 2 packages. Let me just upload $20. No, you can't upload $20. You have to load up. The minimum is 50.
I can put it in.
But no, that's the minimum. Yeah, that's the minimum I could put in. I could put in way more, but if I wanted to only ship, I only have 2 items to ship, and I have 0 money in my account, and I don't want to, let me put $20. I can't do that. I have to do at least 50. Now, if I want to put more into it, I could put hundreds. I'm not putting in hundreds, but I'll do 50 at a time. I don't. As I'm getting older, and you kind of realize that. You're like, I don't want to, even though I'm getting a good deal, I don't want to put $300 into the shipping XPS because what if I croak next week? and that $250 my wife could have used. I've been very frugal with my money lately, like just very like
I hear that.
So here's a guy that just flashed those books before us. X-Men 1 and all that. He's got a Lobo up there. He's got First Black Panther, all that kind of good stuff back there. And he's going to talk about how frugal he is.
Those are all investments.
He didn't show the Turtles 1.
I bought that one. One before the movie. These 2 were A-OKs. So I bought those, all that stuff. The X-Men 1, I won in a raffle.
Mm-hmm.
But
I won in a raffle. Yeah, but I won in a raffle like 4 or 5 years ago. So the price of it, what it was back then, it's I didn't recently. A lot of stuff I have is not recent stuff. I did show this. This was a book that I bought from my LCS, which I'm happy I got it before Southern Comic Geek got into Turtles or back into comics, because they had this book there. And it was signed by Eastman and Laird in the inside cover, and it came back in 94. So, but I got this for I want to say, I actually spent a lot for this book back then. I think I spent, because back then it wasn't going for that much, but I spent $80 back then.
Oh, wow.
Which
now
was at that
time, $2,000 book?
Yeah, something like that. But back then, $80 was expensive for this book.
Yeah,
I'm being serious. But just like I bought this book, I want to say like under was around $2,000, like a little bit over 2,000, but which was a lot of money I spent back then. I was like, man, this, I don't know. I was like, but I thought about it. I was like, it's a high grade. It's hard to get a high grade of that book. I wasn't going to spend the 9.0 prices because it was like 2,000 plus for 8.5, or people were selling 9.0s for 5,000. I was like, nah, I'll take 8.5. Yeah.
Wouldn't hurt my feelings to have one in that grade.
Yeah, so I was like, and then it was an old label that wasn't pressed and clean. It had pencil writing on it. I said, you know what? And this is before I started using other pressers. So that's how long ago I bought that. I sent it to CCS. They actually did an amazing job on it. So I have to give them credit. They did an amazing job on it. Got the pencil writing on it. Yeah, this is way back then, before they got influx of like thousands of books. You know, people sending every book they can think of. Yeah, but it came back the same grade, but it looked way better. I can tell you that. When I think I did a video about it a long time ago, and I was like, man, it's like it came back. I'm disappointed it came back the same grade, but it looks way better than the old 8.5. So they fixed it up, cleaned it up, and it just looks better now. It looks like a real 8.5, I guess you would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, which shop would you consider your LCS down there? Who that?
I go to Crescent City.
Okay.
That's why I have my pulls for my turtle books. I only go there a few days. Well, I would say I only go there one day every 3 weeks, maybe. I don't go there that often. Problem with the shops in this southern region, there's not that many of them, and they don't get an influx of people bringing in collection.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like California, Florida, New York, Texas, stuff like that. You know, you can go. We got plenty of people in a community that go to California and just walk into the shop and just start digging. You're like, oh, it's all right. This is what do you only want $5? It's like, look what I found for $5. This is a $500 book. And you're like,
Yeah.
I can't find it for $200 down here.
I was all geeked on this Wednesday. Behind the counter, they had like I'm going to say 10 long boxes. That was a new collection in at my LCS. I was like, oh, you guys got a new collection, huh? How long before you process that? And they're like, eventually. And I'm like, can I dig through it? And they're like, no. And I'm like, damn.
And that's when they should have said yes, because that means, yeah, you might have a buyer. And the problem with and Southern County Geek has gone around to the shops I frequent. Crescent City's starting to price around eBay.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of don't mess with them. There's BSI or BCI, I can't remember them. Yeah, they're not BSI. Bad. Yeah, they're not too bad, but they've been picked through a lot, and they don't have any new collections. So, but they're really good on new variants. Like if something comes out new, they'll put it on the wall. People usually don't buy it. So if you did there Wednesday, it doesn't matter what time Wednesday, it might still have it on the wall, which I could have got. I think it was like Grober, whatever that new book is. They had the one per store up there, and I was like, I just passed it up, and they had it like $20, or it might have been $15. So that one's good for that one. The best shop, he never gets collections because he uses a price guide as the best shop. Is I forgot the name of the shop. It's the one that you feel like you need to wash your hands after going into. It's pretty bad. Like,
no, are you talking about that the jerkwad right down the road from Crescent City?
Well, yeah, I guess. Well, he's a jerkwad. Well, he was a jerk to me because like my mask was kind of falling a little bit. He was like, "Can you pick up your mask?" And I was this close to saying, well, I was supposed to saying a curse word and saying, "I'm vaccinated. Are you?" I was just close to saying a curse word and saying, "I'm vaccinated. Are you?" But
yeah, he's got the one he's talking about. That guy has a nasty shop. It's one, and you know, I'm okay with going to nasty shops. I've been in nasty shops, but normally nasty shops have nice store owners. They have good prices, and I found 2 books to complete a run in there. And I went to the checkout line, and a lady, one of my customers, calls me while I'm at the checkout line, and so I'm deaf in one ear. Okay, so if I have that earbud in, I can't hear what somebody else says. And so he was trying to talk to me, and I said, I'm on the phone or whatever. So I was paying for the deal. So after I got off the phone, he wasn't having nothing to do with me. I don't know if he was ticked because I wasn't talking to him or what. But this was when the first episode of Mandalorian came out, because he was over there trying to watch Mandalorian. And so I go and get on Google and I put, hey, shop has enough books. Don't expect courtesy out of the shop owner. He promptly responded back on Google and said, well, if you would get off the phone with your girlfriend, and I'm like, I'm thinking it's my customer who's my grandma's age, and you're going to call her my girlfriend because you're ticked. I said something about it to Crescent City. He goes, he's just that way. He wants 100%, good feedback on whatever. I'm like, well, how about giving 100% of, good effort in your customer service skills?
Yeah, it's you feel like, I'll put it like this. It's a cool shop to dig in, but like I said, you'll feel like you need a shower after. It's not from sweating from digging, and just you feel pretty nasty. Yeah. And then recently they had to close down with the circus tent. If people know what I'm talking about, who's old enough to know, when you see a circus tent over a business, they're killing something, either insects or rodents. And so you would think he's a little bit more nicer, but I didn't have too much of bad experiences with him because I don't know. I found the He-Man and Skeletor book that was just hiding in the DC Presents, because he'll have stuff sometimes labeled correctly. So I pulled out the DC Presents books. He wouldn't let me. I went there to buy one book. I don't carry cash, and this is during COVID. I don't carry cash because if people don't know, they have everything on cash. Forget about COVID. You got cocaine, COVID, blood, sweat, whatever you want to say. That's all on money. Yeah, all on money. It's the dirtiest thing you could have. So I had to tell people that too as I'm shopping, because they were like, "Oh, we can give you a discount if you had cash." I was like, "You don't want to touch cash," and
especially $1 bills.
Yeah. So I said, man, I was like, I only want the one book. He's like, well, I don't use the card. I can't let you use the card. I'm going to charge you something because you're not spending $10. I said, well, I'll dig around. I was just trying to get the Eternals book that just came out. I was like, I'll dig around until I find something. I found a few things. I said, all right, I'll go a little further. I'm not going to dig forever. So I went to the DC Presents, flipping through it. I said, man, you got a whole run here. Because I saw he had Teen Titans, the new Teen Titans on the wall. And the only reason that was on the wall, that means somebody dug it out. He gave them a price and they said no. And he put it up there and looked it up and changed the price. Mm-hmm. So I contested this because that's what he does. So I flipped through. I said, all right, if that Teen Titans, let me see what else they have in DC Presents. I said, all right, I found the first Mongol. Pretty high grade copy, even though there's no board, just has a bag. Second Mongol. Oh, nice, very nice condition. So I got some all right books. So I'm gonna keep going. I said, all right. So I went to DC Present, I think it was 46. And then I flipped through to 48. I was like, hold up. So I'm sticking to the other book. They were stuck together. So I peeled 47 off of the 46. And I said, this is actually in really good condition. I'm like, this is at least a 9, at least, after pressing clean. So I bring it up to him, everything. He starts looking up. He looks up the Mongol book. I said, that's like a $3 book. He goes, it's like $6. And I was like, all right. And so I'll give it to you for that. All right, that's cool. He saw the He-Man. Oh, I got to look this one up. So he pulls out the freaking price guide. I was nervous when he said to look it up. So he pulls out the big old price guide for the people who have bad eyes, because it's the giant one.
I got my copy.
He pulls that out. He starts flipping, and I'm like, yes. Because I was like, because on the book it said 2019, 2020. And I said, those numbers are from 2018. I said, in order to put that book out, that's a year older. So he flipped through it. He goes, in this grade, I think it's about an 8. It's like an $80 book, but I'll give it to you for 60. And my heart's pounding, and I'm like, all right, that's good with me. Bring it up. Bring it all up. Exactly. So I left with that book in about I want to say I like had 13 books or something like that, like $130. And I was like, today was a good day.
Absolutely. That's like my LCS. They changed their name. They used to be Top of the Ninth because originally it was a sports card and comic book shop. They changed their name like 5 years ago. So when you're digging through the boxes, you look for their old tags that still say the Top of the Ninth, because like everything's wrong. And with the way comics are going right now, everything's underpriced. You know, and they won't in Michigan, they can't legally, if it has a tag on it, they cannot legally change the price on you when you go up to the counter. So if it's $1,000 book and it says $100 on it, even if they know it's $1,000 book, they have to sell it to you for the $100.
Not in Louisiana, because when I brought that when I bought that America #1 second print hip hop variant, it had a $10 price sticker. I was like, all right. I said, I know the prices kind of went down on this one. I said, well, yeah, I found some good books. I brought them up there. I brought all the hip hop ones I found. They were like priced very well. I said, I brought them up there, so I scanned it. They're like, oh, these are not scanning right. So they adjusted prices on 2 of them. When they get to that one, it scans for $60. I was like, hold up now. I said, that thing say $10. Yep. And I dug for this book. It ain't like y'all had it on the wall. I literally had to dig for this. So they call the owner. He goes, I can give you these other ones for the price that are on there, but I can't give you this one 10. And I'm like, I was like, all right, I get that, but I'm not gonna buy it for 60. Nobody's buying it for 60.
Yeah.
You know how I know nobody's buying it for 60? Even though it's $100 book. I went there today to meet French Quarter Comics because he bought some books from me. It's still on the wall for $60.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been there for months.
Yeah, I think shops shoot themselves in the foot unintentionally, because I can't blame somebody for trying to get the maximum value, but at the same time, you got to think of how they priced them to their customer that sold them to them. You know, if they're using the big book of pricing, well then, you know, shouldn't you rightfully have already built in your margin to sell that to me at that? You know, that's like my local baseball card shop and sports card shop. He doesn't have price tags on anything because of that law, and everything. He's like, he gets his phone, Bowman 2021. Oh yeah, that's $500, and it's like really, but it's worked out to my advantage too. I bought a box of Garbage Pail Kids Chrome from like 2016 or something. He's like, well, give me 150. That's the last sale I can find. If it's less than that, let me know and I'll make it right. Well, I came home, it's $1,000 box. So I didn't open it. And I went back because I've had a long-standing relationship with this guy. And I said, hey, you know, Rich, that's $1,000 box. And he's like, what? I go, yeah. He's like, well, he goes, that's my fault for not finding it right. So, you know, because I was willing, you know, I wasn't going to give him $1,000, but I was willing to flip him a couple $100 more, you know, but nah, he's like,
that's how I felt about that book. When he kept telling me it was $60, I was like, look, I'll give you 30, you know, but it's priced wrong. It's not my fault that it's priced wrong.
Yep, exactly.
But, you know, $1. That looks like it's swimming in water.
It just says Batgirl comic in the description. That's all he has. Batgirl comic book. Call
Dave. Dave trying to set somebody up.
Yeah. I wonder if that's one of those reprints, or do you think it's original?
Or is it one of those where a guy says, "Oh, it's a Batgirl comic," and is trying to sell it, and they don't know what they have?
That happens.
That does happen. I'm gonna click show contact info. Let's see here. Yes, I am a human.
Are you human? Yes, I am.
Now I got to do the stupid match the picture thing with the captcha. I hate when they do that.
Because I always mess it up. Me every time I try to match, I always miss one of them.
So you go to Showcase Collectibles, don't you? Who dat?
I haven't gone in a while. I only go when the owner's there. I text him well in advance, and then if I know I'm going, if he's not there, I'm not going. I only like to deal with him.
Yeah, because I mean, the kids and stuff are nice. I mean, I get it, but you know, as far as knowing anything, I mean, they text him on everything, and he's been way off on some books. I'm like, all right, no, you can keep it. That's okay. But then I have found some deals. The first It was the Batman comic that was going for a good bit. What's the
About to
guy's
see a
name?
sale happening live.
Big
Look,
Lou.
Big Lou's on
Or a
fire.
setup for another.
Hey, is this
Big-
David from the Craigslist
Big Will's
post?
gonna be somebody's Bubba or something.
Hey, man, got a question for you. You still got that Batgirl book? Well, what you asking for? Okay. Well, would I be able to come take a look, see, so maybe next week, maybe like Monday or something? Ah. Okay. All right. Well, maybe it just wasn't to be then. Thank you anyway, though. Appreciate it. Okay, he's apparently out of town, but yet has it listed as Birmingham, and no one wants to get even close, he said, to what he wants for it. But it's a newsstand Batman Adventures 12. He's wanting $800 for it.
It looked like it'd been
Depending
dipping
on the
forward.
grade, that's probably a really good price, actually.
Yeah.
But it's going to be way too complicated to meet up, so that one's just going to be gone. Oh well.
I mean, I've got a 7.0 newsstand. It don't go for that much.
Well, it that much. Look at this guy. 8.5's over $500. That much. But yeah, I mean, if it's a newsstand and it's like a 8.5 or better, it's worth looking at just to see what the grade is at. But yeah, no, that would be too complicated. I wouldn't be able to get down there and actually look.
Right.
Well, so what you were saying about Showcase? Showcase?
Yeah. So I found the.
Put yourself big, man.
No, this put us all in Foursquare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get it right back. There we go.
There you go.
So, what is? Oh crap! The first appearance of Jace. It's the Batman book that was associated with Batwing right before they started doing the Future State.
Like, Lucas or Fox or one of the Foxes.
Yeah. So I found that one for $20. And it's about a 9.0, but I mean, and it was priced like 2 years ago. And so, I mean, it was probably that back then. But other than that, I mean, they got a good selection of new books if I'm looking for new stuff. But, if it's unpriced, I mean, I go up to the counter and they're like, oh, it's a $100 book. And I'm like, no, maybe a $100 book back in your box.
It's a $100 book on eBay, but do you get millions of foot traffic in here? Like,
Yeah.
all right, it's $100 on eBay. Now let's start negotiation downwards.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm here with cash right now to buy. Not gonna pay 100 and not gonna pay 80. So let's start from 80 down. Let's go downwards.
Yeah, like I said,
exactly.
some shops are their own worst enemies because they look at eBay because they want to get the most they can for it, but at the same time, like you just said, how much foot traffic do you get through here? You don't have hundreds of thousands of people clicking on your website every day. So. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I've
I've had good experience with him though, with the owner though over there. I bought stacks of stuff and he's giving me good deals. But that's from the owner. I only go there and deal with the owner. I mean, I bought a Black Panther 2 back in the day from him for like $10. First Shuri came back at 9.8. I bought my matter of fact my Amazing Spider-Man 238. That I have. It's a 9.8. I bought from him raw for like $100. Back. But this is years ago. But even that. But at that time, that book was like $200+. And I could have got way more stuff than that, and tons of stuff. From him for good deals. I just didn't have the funds at the time.
Yeah.
I was just starting to get into them.
Yeah, when he was there and they were at the other location before the place they're at now, I got some deals from him, but It's just I don't know if it's the stuff I'm looking for now as opposed to then, or the fact that he was there, or the new location. I don't know, but it just seemed like I got better deals back then.
Yeah, I haven't gone in a while. Like I said, I used to like going there when they were at the old other location, even though it's the same distance for me traveling wise. But that, because at that point, that was the best shop to go to find older books.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to dig, and he had so much stuff. He had so many collections he bought. He didn't know what he had. So it's like when you're finding some stuff, if he's there, he would give me a decent deal because I actually dug through the stuff and found it. If he knew the price, he was like, I bought the first Shuri. It was Invincible Iron Man #7. I found it in the regular middle area. This is maybe like 2 years ago, and he was like, oh man, and it's like a 70. He knew what it was. He's like $70 book. He said, just give me 30, and I was like, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. You're making some money on a book that you just had sitting in a box, and I'm getting a decent deal, and that keeps me coming back. So
now there was another shop that's close to me that they price everything when you go up to the counter via eBay. And except for those slabs that are behind them. So on the wall books, those books, I mean, they were literally getting dust on them. They had been set up there for so long because they were priced high. But as we know, the prices of these comics have continued to go up. And one of the books was the first Sentinels. And the reds on that coverage was just popping. I mean, it was a nice looking copy of it. And so I walked in, I looked up there at it, and I knew somebody else who was looking for one. And if they didn't want to buy it, I was going to upgrade my copy. And at that price that hasn't been increasing with the values of it, I said, well, I'll take that book right there. And so the girl behind the counter was like, well, it's already priced. Why do I need to reprice it? But she didn't say nothing. The next time I came in, all the prices were taken off the wall book, all the wall books.
You're making change happen.
And so I went straight out to the truck, took a picture of that book, and sent it to somebody, and they said, yeah, I'll buy it.
Guaranteed they're going to buy that.
Hey, I got a question for you guys.
But to Stan's earlier point, and you priced it as what you would make money for it based on what you bought it for at that point. So you made money. You might make as much money as you want to, but we could all say that if we had held on to this book or that book longer, we would have made more money. But hey, we made money. As long as we made money, we're okay.
Yep.
What were you saying?
Well, I was just saying, maybe you guys can help me out here. What would you say is the value? You might want to break out some apps or something here, y'all. Amazing Spider-Man 41. I believe that's First Rhino, right?
Yeah, First Rhino.
6.0 restored. CGC, what would be a good price, you think? What would be the mark where it's like, okay, there's no more meat left at all? Because I saw me one the other day. 41.
41.
Yes,
it's like the full cameo of Mary Jane or something.
But most people it's the First Rhino.
You said a 6.0 restored?
Uh-huh.
Well, 6.0 regular is $575 according to Go Collect. We had a sale back in March for $450.
Yeah, I'd say 350, 300. I mean, I've been told it's roughly 20%, but it depends on the level of restoration. Also, is it something that you could have taken care of? And
I went to this shop that I don't normally go to yesterday, and that Southern, those books I was showing you, the DC books I was showing you, that's where I got it from. And I happened to notice he had a few slabs, and places like this, most of the time when they have slabs, it's like of the books that no one should get slabbed. You know what I mean? But he did have an ASM 41. I believe it was a 6.0 restored, had the purple label on it. He wanted 300, which means I could get it for less than 300.
He wants 300. I don't want to be into it more than 2. I don't want to
I
be
don't think
more
he'd
than
give me
2.
a third off though.
Yeah, and that's the problem. It's not many sales of it, but I can't. That's 300 is too close to fair market value for a regular label, in my mind. I
Yeah.
can't make it work.
That's why I left it. But I was like, well, maybe I should ask you guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I would start at 200 and stop at 225. If he wouldn't accept that, then it's going to sit there. And it's going to sit there. Unless
But
Restore gets more.
there is
likely.
something else though. He has a punch card, and there's no rules on it. It's just every time you go in, you get a punch, and it's either the 10th or the 11th punch. You get 25% off whatever you buy.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking if it's still there, maybe bundle some other stuff with it on that 10th or 11th and get 25% off, like say $400 or $500, and that be in with it.
So if you could like negotiate them down and then get the 25% off additionally, you'd really be in good shape. So I thought I knew which shop you were talking about, but now I'm thinking it's the other one that you and I went to.
It's the last one we went to, the one where, that one.
That one you bought all them books from that time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking at completed eBay sales, and like a 6.0 on April 24th, it had a $5.99, but they got it for a buy it now.
Yeah. See, I'm thinking if I could, I don't like to fight them much on discounting it when I'm already getting a discount, you know? So my thought is it's at 300. Why don't I find $100 worth of other stuff, get 25% off, so get the other stuff for free and just pay 300 for the book.
And put your cost into those other books then?
Yeah, like lower the cost of the slab and put it into the other stuff, so I'm a profit no matter what I sell.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I like to do things. Is if I'm getting a discount, I spread the cost out over some other stuff.
Right.
Do a bundle deal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I thought you were going to talk about that other shop there in town.
You mean
that
the
we went
Deep
to
or
that was
Haven?
closed.
Oh, Haven.
See, you call a name. See, I always thought we were going anonymity here.
No, the one
but
I
no.
was talking about that had the $300 book is Total Nostalgia. You've seen it on Two Brothers Comics. You've also seen Haven Comics on Two Brothers, as well as the Deep. The Deep pricing is decent, huge selection. And then, of course, there's the Second and Charles that gives me shivers whenever I go in because they put boards inside the books and bag them horribly, and it's I can't stand it. But yeah, Haven is the one you're talking about that was closed when we went there, and I've got some good stuff there, just not recently.
Yeah, I found the first Illuminati there in the dollar bin last time I was there. I sold it as soon as I got back home.
There's a 7.5 restored on Heritage right now with 2 days left. It's at $68 right now. But that's 2 days left to the auction, and with the buyer's premium, it's $87. So who knows how much it's going to move?
That's what I would watch, and then
That's what I was thinking. I'll
price
give you an
accordingly.
idea. You know,
price accordingly. Because if that book doesn't go up higher in a certain amount in that grade,
Well,
that's
the beauty of having something like the deal I was talking about. I can get $100 worth of other stuff. Say another 4 books that are at $100, and then I get that 25%. So I get those 4 books for free and pay $300 for the other. Well, I could lower the price on the ASM to say $175 and spread the rest over these.
Yep.
And as long as I sell at profit for everything, it works out much easier.
yeah.
Well,
That's hard to tell with a restored label because I got a Detective Comics 225 that I won from that Spider-Man booth. Raw sent it in and came back a 3.5 restored. You know, the full value it's $2,700. You know, but the reality is, if I was put it up, I'd probably be super geeked if I got 1,800. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
dang, that sucks. You win something and it comes back restored. Did he say it was restored? Or?
no, well, it was Raw when he sold. You know, he didn't say it was restored or anything. But
Yeah, it's hard to see that restoration. You know.
Yeah.
That's why you use the black light if you're worried.
I got my black light with me now. I carry a black light. Yeah.
Well, I know, Big Will, didn't you carry one to the con with you?
Yeah.
Hey, you know, if you're buying a pricey book, it's worth it, man, because you know some of that stuff. It is so damn hard to see, and a lot of people aren't trying to be, you know, nefarious about it. They just honestly didn't catch it either.
Yeah. But the cool thing that I like about the black light is even if there's no restoration on the book, when you shine that light, obviously you need to be cup your hand or something, but you shine that light, that black light on the books, any color breaking tick, the white glows.
Yep.
So you can see all spine ticks perfectly when you shine that light because they'll all glow. So you can really see how many spine ticks that break color are on that book.
Yeah, I might have to pick myself up a little black light to take with me to the con because
you can get them cheap.
Yeah, they're like $10-15 or something, I think.
You get a little small one you can put in your pocket. I have one of those.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, because I think when I go to this next one, the next con I go to, I'm gonna be on the lookout for my first appearance of Batgirl for my Detective Comics and stuff, and it's
$359.
Yeah, it's gonna be pricey, you know.
Man, I shot myself in the foot with that thing. I bought one of those, and then I sold it. And I wish I hadn't sell it, but in the conversation we were having on my stream, that was one of those cash strap moments, and I needed to sell it, so I sold it.
Understand that.
One thing good about that book though is it's going to be pricey, but when you do a side comparison, it's not going to be a Vengeance #1 price.
True.
Or a Marvel Point 1 pricey.
Yep.
You know, it's going to be pricey depending on what grade you want. And if you're satisfied with a 3.0 that looks super clean, that might have some issues with it on the back or the inside that you don't see, but you get it for a few $100s. You know, can't beat that.
That's kind of where my grade point is. If I could get up to a 5.0, I'd be super geeked. But you know, the reality is 3, 4. You know, I'd be extremely.
But it gives you a big range. They give you a big range, and which is good. You know, so when you're going out there, you'd be like, all right, my range is 3, 2, and 5. Yep. When you give dealers or people who can get that book, that type of range, you have a better chance of finding it.
Yep. And I mean, if I happen to run into the dealer that's been enjoying a little too much of the recreational cannabis, and I can get a 6.0 for a 4.0 price, hey, that's great. I'm having a fantasy there, if you can't tell.
He had a lot. He had a lot. A lot of gummies. He ate a lot of gummies.
Yeah.
Hey, you could buy them for him.
There you go. Hey, man, look, I got more gummies for you. You want the gummies?
At least it's DC. That means you're more apt to get a good deal than you are if it was Marvel.
Yeah, that is so true. And it's sad because, you know, you look at it and those key books are still key books. It doesn't matter who company, but
I got a perfect example because who that's here. My buddy Micah, we've been doing comics for over 20 years, me and him. But I recently, in the last few months, got him onto the YouTube thing and all that, and on Instagram. So he's watching his one of the first comic auctions. Who that puts up this lot, and it's a couple different DC books. I forget which ones. One's a cool variant, like a 1 in 50 or something. And then he puts up first print Batman Adventures Mad Love. And he is selling all this, and no one's bidding. I smack Mike because I don't have any money to spend at the time, but he does. So he puts in the bid, and I think he paid like $90 shipped for everything. because no one was wanting to buy DC. Of course, Hudat already made money. He's happy.
Yeah,
But-
I didn't have anything into those books.
Yeah, he sent all that off, and it's getting graded right now. And we are fairly confident that he's going to get like a 9.8 on everything, pretty
Oh
much.
man.
And
Nice.
the Mad Love is like a $500-$600 book in a 9.8.
Yep.
One of the variants he gave is like $180 in the 9.8. And then there's the other couple books too. People sleep on DC.
Yeah.
If you take your time with DC, you can actually make a great profit on it. You just have to go other ways of selling it, not on YouTube. Stay away from YouTube. Go Instagram, claim sales or whatever have you.
Right. Well, shout out to Discovery Bay, just making sure the super chat thing works. It does. Appreciate you. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and the fam right now,
Yeah.
and all that. So, shout out for the super chat, and for the super chat, I do want to show. Hey, making it rain in the right direction, my way. Thank you. With that, I didn't plan on being on here this long, and we're almost 3 hours in. I do appreciate you guys for showing up and hanging out. See, Stan, this is how on your Thursday night streams, like you end up like 1 o'clock and you're going, oh, guys, I think I'm ready to go to bed, and people are still talking. But
Yep.
anyways, that's how it goes. So quick shout out for this right here. Look at that. Look at that.
No, what is that? I got to mail this out to Jeff Silversmith. I got to mail this out to Jeff Silversmith.
So let me do this right here. And then, for the month of May, this is my giveaway for YouTube. It's a 9.4 CBCS newsstand copy of the first cover appearance of Gambit. And here's how you enter to win. If you're a channel member, you automatically get 5 chances. If you do for every $1 super chat or super sticker that you do, you get 1 entry as well. All that's going to be put in the pot. And then at the end of the month or 1st of June, I will be doing the wheel, and we will see who will win that. So you can do the super chats, or you can join the channel anytime you want. But as far as the super chats are concerned, you can do that in any live stream like this. The Saturday morning Cartoon Crew auction, which happens on this channel at 1 p.m. Central Time. Go ahead and hit that bell notification so you don't miss that or anything else when a live show goes, if you're interested in joining in that giveaway. Now, having done that intro or outro, commercial, whatever way you want to call it, go ahead and give you guys a chance to shout out anything that you're going to be doing on your channels. Who dat?
Oh, hello there. I'll be doing a super chat giveaway. I'm not doing it. No. We got Thursday. We got the auctions on my channel Thursday, 6 Central, 7 Eastern. Next week we'll have I have one new guest that's never been on my channel that I met up with today, Mr. French Quarter Comics. He'll be on there this Thursday. And Two Brothers Comics. So we have Two Brother Comics and French Quarter going to be on there this Thursday, with some of the same other guys we're going to have like normal. So just be on the lookout for that. Monday, I have Mail Call Mondays. I've been trying to keep up with that as long as the mail works out correctly. So I actually have a pre-recorded video for that one because I don't know if I'll be available for that. So I just did a pre-recorded there for Monday coming up. For Mail Call Monday, so check that out. And I'm going to do another like investment type video, like the books I invested into, and see where I'm at today. What did I pay? I have a good mind of remembering numbers, so a lot of times people have to keep a little ledger with numbers, and I don't. I actually don't. I remember I might not remember to the cent, but I remember the dollar amount. So I'll go over that soon because I got some CGC books that eventually are coming back within the next maybe month or so because they're all scheduled for grading for the last 2 months. So, so hopefully, that be on the lookout for that. And I'll have it's called HGA. I think it's Hybrid Grading something. It's a card grading company. My 10-day submission should be shipped out next week. So I'll drop a video for that next week. 5 cards that I got graded by HGA. How I like the slabs, what I think of them. You get to see them. Not a lot of people have been doing them. It's hard to get into the queue to get graded. So be on the lookout for that. And Spine-Tix, man. Spine-Tix, every now and then I'm on their channel when I'm off. They're on Saturdays, and I think they start 10 Central, so it's 8 Pacific, I think. So I think that's how it works, along with Sith Llewellyn. So that's all I got going on, man. Every time I do an auction, I've been doing these super chat giveaways. So if you can't buy anything on auction, you do a little couple dollar super chat, and you get to win free book, free slab, whatever. You get, free shipping. The guy who won last time actually told me to hold off because he's like, I want to buy something, so I can add to the shipping. So it works out for him. It works out for me. So, just be on the lookout for the super chat giveaways. So we got that going on the auction. I'm not that bold enough to do it like Southern and Big Lion Cat does it. Like y'all do it throughout there. I'm not trying to keep up with it.
Well, YouTube keeps up with it for you. I mean,
yeah, I saw that, but I don't even want to do that. I want to do it for the auction. Here you go. Here's something relatively not expensive, not cheap, but it's free if you win it for $2, something like that.
Yeah. All right.
Appreciate you, man. I had fun talking.
So Card Shop Reality said about that Batman Adventures, Mad Love just added to the shop wall. So he has a shop up in North Louisiana.
I just bought a second print of that.
All right, Big Will, what you got going on?
Oh, hey, yeah. I have, of course, D&D with the guys every Sunday night, hopefully every Sunday night. This is the last Sunday I asked for, and if they still like what I'm doing, we'll continue. But if not, maybe on someone else's channel. But anyway, at least this Sunday, D&D, and I should be getting some of my Lois Lane books in this week as well. So I'll be doing some unboxings there. And you never know what I'm going to do on the channel. Who knows? Hudat and I sometimes do bad advice videos. We've done 2 so far. We might do more. Who knows? So, just keep an eye out.
Did you say bad advice?
Yeah, he wasn't giving bad advice.
We've heard.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't giving bad advice.
We're not giving bad advice.
Hey, what's up, Manny Station? What's up? Other channel member. We got what you got?
Hey, just having a lot of fun with the channel right now. I've started this new series on Mondays. I drops Mondays, and it's my top 10 comic books coming out for this week that are actually on my pull list. So my top 10 are a little bit different than what most everybody else's top 10s, because it's actually my pull list from my pull list. And my comic book press just came in the other day. So I am going to start pressing. I have intentionally bought some quarter books, that have issues to learn what you can and cannot do. And so I'm going to probably not go live when I'm doing it, but film it, because pressing takes time. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to show everybody like, wow, look at what you can do. I didn't realize you could fix something this bad to, hey, look how badly I screwed this up, because it's going to be a learning curve. And I want to learn with quarter books before I say, hey, you know what, let's throw the ASM 300 in there and see what we can do with it, and so that ought to be interesting. That's probably starting next week. So it'll be interesting to see how badly I screw up some books.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to start with that first Martian Manhunter or nothing. So, there is that. Quick shout out for the channel members. Appreciate all of the channel members, both the Patreon and the YouTube channel members. Links in the description of this video if you're interested, and also visit gocollect.com for all your collecting information for free, or you can get more in-depth information with a paid-for membership. Having said that, folks, appreciate all of you that have been hanging out with us, especially those who have trudged through almost 3 hours of our ramblings. And you know the drill. Till next time, keep reading, keep collecting. Adios.